I don't get any copyright strikes.
We will.
Hey,
Okay, fine.
y'all,
I'll make it my own version.
My name is Skipper. And I'm Kowalski. Kowalski kind of
My
sounds
name?
like... Can you imitate the penguins? Kowalski kind of sounds like this. This is what he sounds like. Yes. I don't know.
Doesn't?
Kowalski
So
sounds...
this is what he looks.
exactly.
This is what he sounds like. So something like that, right? Right? It's like it's very.
In the movie, he sounds like this. In the show, he sounds like this in the show.
He sounds like this in the show.
Good Scotch, it's me, Kowalski.
It's so hard to tell if you guys are doing a good impression or not. For we have different voice actors for each country.
Oh, you're right. I just realized.
Rico's...
See, that's the one thing that's consistent, right?
Yeah.
Are we wrong about that, Sean? So okay, so that's still the same.
Hello.
That's good.
I'm Private. Hello. I'm the cute one, I think.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Skipper.
Hello, Skipper. I don't know.
Private, I want to give you a big kiss.
No, sir. No.
Even though I'm
not
pretty
incest.
sure we're brothers.
Wait, that would make a bit of sense.
Well, they aren't brothers. We know from like the movie. They're not brothers.
They adopt the...
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they
just
adopt him.
adopt-
They're like,
yeah,
you're
they're
our
adopted.
baby now. We love him. I agree.
I also put
Like
who would
that.
win in a fight on GGP. King Julian got 25% of the votes, Mort got 31% of the votes, and Skipper won with 44% of the votes.
Damn. Wait,
Oh,
how many votes?
man.
How many votes?
16.
16. Overwhelming.
Shout out to Sonia A. Martin. Definitely Mort. I don't care what anyone says.
Oh, that's the person who. That's the person who was watching the premiere of part 8, Julio, the recorded session. That was.
So we have someone who watches the episodes after they come out. That's awesome.
That's
So
great.
thanks for watching the episode.
You
Thank
guys
you for
are
watching the
awesome.
episodes.
We were gonna give you a big forehead kiss.
Oh
You're
shit.
the real heroes.
Getting straight into it, I see. Anyway. I've known that woman for years. She never been accomplished anything.
It's utter nonsense to think the two would ever be conniving with one another.
Alright, you took this guy, and when you did, you gave him a very squeaky voice.
Oh dear, it's most troublesome, but surely the waxwork man studies nothing to do with your corner, is it?
Do I still give this guy the Borat voice, or do I give him the Wallace and Gromit voice?
Get the walls and draw the voice.
Okay. I've had my own problems with the members of the police. I do not trust them much.
This is what...
Damn it, I've seen no rigorous proof that this waxwork was ever inside the birdcage. It's conjecture. Do I look like an old...
I don't know, she's usually eating.
Somewhat unsurprisingly, I could barely understand any of the jurors. It seems the introduction of this waxwork bottle to the proceedings has a polarized opinion.
Oh no.
No! Do you want to take it?
Given that that its face is obscured and its build is in no way resembles that of the victim, I can only applaud my learned friend's timidity at suggesting it is not Mr. Assman's body double.
Yes, the applause is deafening, and yes, I know it seems extraordinary.
Now give me a kiss.
No, but that's the point.
Fuck,
That's
what
why I
would you
have-
turn to back here?
He did turn into... yeah, that is Byakuya. That's
Ew.
why I have a strong feeling it's actually a greater clue than anyone yet realizes.
What are you thinking, Mr. Nahudo?
I can't explain why at the moment, but I feel attracted to... I feel as though there's a... but I feel as though there's a specific
Pretty
model why it
slay.
was used. Why it had to be this model.
Really? The reason why nothing else would do, you mean?
Yes, and I'm convinced it's something far more significant than whether or not the model looked like the victim.
Well, if that's the case, must prevent the trial from ending prematurely at all cost.
Yes, agreed.
I will end prematurely.
Aha! I have to find a way out of this.
Yes, you do.
If you are ready, Counsel, you may end prematurely. You may proceed with the summation examination.
Yes, my lord.
My lord. My lord.
Stormtrooper?
Long examination. Let's go.
Stormtrooper?
Alright, you gotta press one of them. Place your bets.
Squeak, squeak. Press. Okay.
press the mouse. Yeah, just sit on the mouse. Why does it start
So
with
wait,
number
why
six?
is
That's weird.
that's so weird? 6 is now 1. God damn it.
You gotta press one of these motherfuckers.
Oops. This sounds interesting. Okay. Okay, no, not so much.
No, I'm sorry. I
What?
lied. You have to press 2 of these.
2.
One of them first. You have to press 1 first.
Okay, let's press this one. Hold it!
Oh, and you're correct, man. Good job.
Oh, that seemed very vague. What sort of problems? It was one of those things where it's like, could you please explain that? Let's just say we have run into each other on numerous occasions while I've been performing on the street. Right, I see. Obviously, artists such as myself cannot appear on stage as we work in close proximity to our audiences. Sorry. So we perform our great magic in parks, on street corners, and the like. But the police use any excuse to make our lives difficult.
Aw,
Did you
someone
hear
wants
what
to
did you
say
hear the voice line?
something.
Back in my day.
He was like,
I do.
Excuse me. Do you have something to say in response to that, Mr. Ottermole?
"Do you see that? He was pulling a Horace Knightley. Do you see that?
He was spinning the revolver and everything.
What are you calling a mass murderer?
Ah, sorry, my mistake. I got confused because I heard you look like him.
I don't look anything like the man. You want to be locked up, Sonny?
What?
Thanks, Mr. Sholmes.
This is how all cops are. God damn it.
Cops are bastards.
Brutality. Perhaps we can move on. I was really wondering if you had something you wanted to add in response to what juror number 3 just said. And clearly you do.
Back in my day. Back in the good old days. It wasn't like this.
What was it like, sir?
We worked our fingers to the bone to earn the public's trust, we did. And by Jove, we earned it. People respected us back then.
Respected you? Oomph.
No one would have called a coroner into question in them days. A coroner's report was the hallmark of an investigation done right. Especially when Dr. Courtney Stevens put her name to it. She was the best at it. Hold it!
Hold on a minute. What are you talking about? Who's Courtney Stevens?
Oh, sorry. Got a bit carried away there.
Stevens is Dr. Sythe's maiden name.
Her maiden name. So that was
There's a bit of
before
Skipper in
she
there,
was
Max.
born. Yeah, he sounded a bit like Skipper.
Of course, yes, silly me. It's Sythe now, isn't it?
Sythe!
Sythe! Sythe!
Sythe? Stevens. I'm sure I've seen that name somewhere recently.
Huh, anyway.
Steven 2002.
What?
Even Steven 2002.
Oh my god! I can't believe you would reference that.
Anyway, the point is, those were the great days of the police and not like now.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. But do you think you could change your statement to include that name?
Well, yes. I don't see why not. She was Courtney Stevens back when I knew her, of course. A legendary corner, even then.
Okay. That's one. Actually, do we... Maybe we press this guy so we can know more about...
No, you don't need to... Oh, you can if you want, but you don't have to.
Okay, I'd rather not then.
I've always reading the paper like showing us, look, this is the piece of evidence you need.
This
You
guy...
need to make 2 of them fight.
Look!
I don't know if the 2 will ever be convincing.
He's
Oh
just like...
dear.
He's like camera shy. It's like... Oh!
He's like, no.
No, no! Peekaboo! If they can't see me... Sorry, if you
Okay, so I
can't see
think
them, they
he's
can't
gonna
see
be-
you.
I think juror number 1 is gonna be the one we're gonna pin against someone else.
Maybe? He
Yeah,
says...
he's so shy.
Because like you think it's nonsense to think 2 would ever be convincing with one another. Then we do maybe someone who think they will.
Yeah, it's pretty much that, to be honest. Just 2 people who say the opposite thing, so...
And that's what I'm thinking. Can you go back to the lady for a second? There's but surely there was still what to do with the corner. Right.
This feels like another one of those pit against statements, where it's like, there's not much to say. It's more of just something that we have to use against someone
You
else's
can pit
statement.
2 of them together right now, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
And we can probably go through these first. He's not a proper job. The conjecture. Legendary coroner, even then.
You might want to look at a piece of evidence again.
Okay.
Surely the waxworkman stole nothing to do with the corner, but he does. Because we found it, yeah.
Wait a second. Wait a second. What's the name of the... Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well. Actually, no. We saved right here. So, yeah. I don't know. I think we can be safe. Do you get penalized for not pinning correctly?
I'm not 100% sure, honestly.
Well,
Let's try.
let's try.
Sometimes you
Objection!
gotta take risks. You gotta risk it for the biscuit.
Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
Good gracious, to whose statements do you refer, counsel?
So, juror number 2.
Goodness, what can I do for you?
I presume that you heard what juror number 6 said in his statement. It's brought to light the maiden name of the coroner, Dr. Sythe, which in turn has revealed a connection that wasn't apparent before. Sythe?
Well, naturally, as a woman of society, I find such connections and relationships irresistible. You need to move your cursor. I cannot see.
Sorry.
Thank you. But oh golly, I'm afraid I failed to see what you mean.
Wow. Dr. Sythe's maiden name is Stevens, and through that name, the coroner was very definitely linked to the waxwork of the killer. The defense has evidence to prove it.
Goodness, evidence you say? How utterly thrilling.
Counsel! The court cannot overlook that last remark. I very much hope there is substance to your claim.
Of course, my lord. I would ask the court to look at this. The evidence that clearly links Dr. Sythe to the mass murderer known as the Professor. Take that!
You're wrong.
I have here a certain autopsy report from 10 years ago.
A 10-year-old autopsy report? What relevance does that have?
It is, of course, from the autopsy of the person portrayed in the waxwork, the killer known as the Professor.
Professors! But the man was a capital offender, so...
That's
Ew.
right. This is the certification of death that was drawn up after the convict's execution. The identity of the killer was never made public, so the report gives few details. But what's important is the name of the coroner who wrote it. Courtney Stevens.
Oh my, Courtney Stevens?
Huh? Strike a light!
It appears
I
that the
like that
professor's...
name.
What?
Courtney.
Oh. It appears that the professor... I never thought I'd have to see that name ever again. It appears that the professor's autopsy was conducted by Dr. Sythe 10 years ago. And a few days ago, Mr. Drebber very deliberately stole the waxwork of the professor from Madame Tuspel's. A waxwork that doesn't in fact resemble the victim, Mr. Assman, at all.
It's clearly Mr. Coochie Man.
Mr. Coochie Man? Do you perhaps mean Mr. Assful Man? Because
Because his ass is full.
Nonsense.
Creative.
Okay, that was a really bad dad joke. Anyway, do you suppose there's some unsavory relationships between those two events?
Absolutely. I'm sure of it. There's no doubt in my mind
that's
that the
wrong.
professor case is at the heart of a link that we have yet to uncover. Between Dr. Courtney Sythe and Mr. Enoch Drebber.
Coochie Man, you mean? Links, mysterious connections, secret relationships, this is all too most extraordinary. Surely obligated now to explore this further.
Whee!
I like how insignificant it looks.
By the way, this is the last time we ever do this, the jury thingy.
Are you serious?
Like
You said that last time.
I'm
No,
gonna.
I said last time we're not gonna do it too much more. Now we're actually not gonna do it anymore.
I'm gonna miss this.
Last time.
Quite right. We can't let this trial come to an end now. Not while there's this cloud of suspicion hanging over the yard, it's Miss Coroner. He wasn't like this back in my day. I was still here to uphold justice in the end.
Question is, how are they playing the fire so far? They reach exactly the point they're supposed to.
Science. Okay, now you have to press one of them. Another one of them. Another one. Another one. Another one.
So it's between
Oh,
1,
we do
4,
have
and
we
5.
do. Wait, go back.
Where?
You're
Oh
number
fuck!
4.
No, 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 no. Let's. Really? That's that. Do we have to sit through this? I can't skip this. I can't skip this.
It's punishment. It's punishment.
Did he say amazing?
Yeah, she did amazing.
That is so.
I thought she was gonna do it again. I thought she was gonna do it again. I thought she was gonna...
Okay, so we know it's
Okay.
okay now. At least now it's between 1 and 4. Is it? Yeah.
I went because I've seen no righteous proof that the waxwork was ever inside the bird cage. It's contagious. And then we found the piece. Where did we find the piece of ice? Or not ice, glass?
Inside the waxwork. Yeah.
Mm.
Actually,
Where
yeah, you're
was it
right.
also?
Hold it! But you claimed the whole instantaneous kinesis demonstration was a trick!
God damn it, that I did, but there's more than one way to pull a rabbit out of the hat, isn't there?
Sorry?
Damn it, Bobby, I grant you given this
I have a lot of characters. a lot of cartoon characters.
given that this cage appeared from the midst of the explosion, there would have been no need to use a real person. God damn it. But if a waxwork had been used, the culprit could have at least had the decency to make it look like the victim.
I'm not sure exactly how much criminals are governed by decency. And
Well,
I'm not
look
sure
like
how
I know
much
what
I'm
decency
governed
is.
by this goddamn mouse.
The point is, if you're gonna make a claim about the waxwork being inside the bird cage, you need to give us some evidence. Without that, it's not science, God damn it.
I suppose I should accept nothing less than a logical argument from the fellow of the Royal Society. That perhaps means his mind could be changed if we manage to present suitable evidence.
Evidence that the Professor Waxwork was inside that birdcage. Can I produce that or not? I have evidence. Actually,
Produce that out of your body?
out of my body. I just gave birth to this. Look at it. Actually, I have something I'd like you to see, sir.
Oh, better not be your penis. I must warn you that.
Why did he say it like that?
only why it's
Why did he say it like that?
Is that how Hank Hill talks? He articulates?
Alright, that's
God
true.
damn it, your penis. Just men in white coats. So given your jet black outfit, I don't mind admitting to your sense of trepidation here.
This guy is closest. So you don't trust
Take it
anyone
off
in
right
black.
now.
Looking in the mirror must be very trying.
Oh, he's a hypocrite.
I do have some evidence that proves the waxwork was inside that birdcage. Namely, take that!
That bitch.
God damn it, what's that, a piece of glass? Oh, it's unusually thick for glass.
Yes, it's a piece of thick broken glass that we found inside the jacket on the waxwork. As
Real
you
thick
say,
broken
it's not
glass.
ordinary glass though. It's very thick and clearly made for extra strength. Much like the special glass that was developed for the construction of the Crystal Tower.
John's back! He said, damn it, Bobby!
Damn it, Bobby! Yes!
Hey, Bobby.
Exactly! The centerpiece of the great exhibition, where the very incident we're talking about took place. On the day in question, the birdcage fell from above and smashed through a window of that special glass.
God damn it, from whence this small piece originated, is that it?
Precisely.
Do I look like I know what glass is?
You just want a picture of a goddamn birdcage. So what do you say? Now that clear evidence is in support of... Wow. Now that clear evidence is... Wow. Now that clear evidence in support of the assertion has been placed before you.
Well, I said I only trust white... I read it as white men. White men as a rule. However, when the reasoning is sound, it's only to say color shouldn't do it.
Uh-huh.
He's not racist.
He's not racist.
Out of what you show me here, yes, I feel obliged to change my position on the matter.
I was talking about clothes, not skin.
I support gay rights.
In that case, you're number 4. You will amend your statement now, please.
Okay, Bobby.
Okay, Bobby.
Okay, so I
Damn
guess
it,
we have
Bobby.
to pit this. But oh, that was easy. Unless it's this one. Oh, huh. Well, huh. Well, god damn it, these two actually both work.
I
Is he
was
making
so confused as
drugs?
to what. I was so confused as to why I cannot see the text changing even though the drawers are switching. And I was looking at the bottom text. I'm like, why is it not changing?
No, Shaw,
Look up,
I'm
Shaw.
ashamed to admit I was doing the exact same thing. I was like, why is it not moving, Daniel?
Okay, no, but I have a.
I'm not stupid, I swear.
I have the little curtain thing you put over my head for a noise reduction, right? So it hides the
Oh,
upper screen.
no.
So I'm like, why is it changing?
God damn it.
Well,
I was
look
just looking
up.
at the bottom. I was like, it wasn't moving. So I was like, why?
You see it now? Do you
Just look
see
at
it
the
now?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
I do.
good,
I
good,
do.
good,
Okay,
good.
chill.
Gotta
So,
relax,
Someone will
god
have
damn
that
it.
as I was
evidence.
saying, either of these two could honestly both work as.
What is the other one?
Okay, first one
Subtle
is.
nonsense the fingers to would ever be convincing one. Piece of glass and a little doubt. What was indeed? I think the one during well, we already pinned juror number 1, didn't we?
No, we didn't. That was juror number 2 and
So-
6, I believe.
Make percent. Okay, because it's saying there's no way they would convince of one another. Depends on the
3,
piece of glass leaves me the doubt that works what was inside the birdcage. Juror number 1 seems more, convincing, but you can go. I guess you can go with juror number 5.
Well, you know what Patrick said once? We have technology. Duh, 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 duh.
Damn it, SpongeBob. Damn it.
Why are the other jurors not important, or did we can't use them?
Damn it, SpongeBobby.
Let's try Corn Girl once. Let's give her the spotlight for once.
Corn girl.
Objection! Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
Good gracious, to whose statements do you refer to, Counsel?
If you could put down your corn for a moment, juror number 5.
Oh, I heard you thinking you put your point up down.
Oh no, Shaw.
What?
Oh
I
no.
was like. Anyway.
You've pointed out that it's wrong to make an accusation without evidence. But the accusation that the waxwork model was inside the second birdcage on the day in question is not without supporting evidence, as the defense demonstrated to the juror sitting beside you.
It is not right.
Would it be fair to say you didn't follow the argument?
To be honest.
Of course you don't.
God damn it. If I could interject here.
Please do, sir.
Now that this assertion of yours about the waxwork has been backed up with some solid evidence, it would be wrong of me, a man of science, not to pursue the matter further, god damn it. Not guilty.
Hey.
John is eating corn right now, apparently.
I don't know.
You know, Shaw, you should give.
Turdinka. Turdinka.
What?
That's
Whatever Turdinka is.
They should?
What's Turdinka? Let me look that up real
What,
quick.
Daniel?
You should give the corn on the cob girl the voice of Bobby. Oh well, me too then. Something like that. How does it sound?
Oh, well, me too then.
It's a lot raspier. It's
I
like,
don't know what he sounds like, honestly.
Screw you, Dad! I'm Bobby!
Dad. Sort of like
Oh,
that.
you, Dad, I'm Bobby.
That's what he sounds like. He's got an
Accent
accent.
like this. Yeah.
Well, me too then.
Turdinka.
Dad,
Turdinka.
well, me too then.
Oh, Slovenia corn. It looks
Oh
like.
yeah, that's where he's from, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I love how we've left her here like the whole time, so she's still eating the corn. How many of those is she gonna go through?
I'll just make her fat.
Already said the line though.
I know. I'm just like looking at corn.
John,
Oh.
John says, I thought this was Madagascar, not King of the Hill.
It could be both. Sorry?
Hey, you better be sorry.
If this lively gentleman says he's right, he must be. See, I wouldn't dream of going against Carol Cobb or anyone to shove in between their ears.
She uses the. Oh, I thought she was gonna use the corn.
I thought she was gonna use it and the fire would make it popcorn.
Yeah, that would have been really cool. Success.
Great success.
Great success. If you can call it that.
What's the naga?
What's the naga?
Thank you, Counsel. That will do. As a result of the summation examination, the jury's overall leaning has changed. 2 jurors now called guilty, against 4 who call not guilty. Accordingly, the court has failed to reach a consensus at this time, and the trial must continue.
We did it.
Oh, well done, Mr. Nahudo. Another wonderful victory.
It's almost as if this strategy doesn't work
Damn it,
every
Bobby.
time.
Damn it, Bobby, I just wanted to go home.
Despicable Professor. Used as a body double for the victim in this quite extraordinary case. Don't worry, juror number 4. There will be propane waiting for you outside the courtroom. I must say it's extremely hard to believe the assertion could be possibly true.
Hey, I love me some propane.
Propane.
However, it would appear that it does at least warrant further investigation.
It's the whack work of the professor that links Mr. Drebber and Dr. Sythe. And I'm convinced that there's a special significance to that link.
I don't know what you're hoping to prove, lad. I really don't.
The truth is, sir, by using evidence and testimony,
Facts and logic.
If the court is to delve deep into the alleged involvement of the waxwork on this case,
Oh, never mind. I thought my Wi-Fi was good. What the heck?
Do you guys not see it? Is it just?
I'm
is it
lagging
just
so
Louis,
bad
or is
right
it
now.
Sean? Do you see this?
then the
Line?
prosecution calls for the owner of the model to be summoned as witness.
Was it lagging for you too?
no.
Okay, good.
The owner!
Madam Dispels.
What about Madam to write, not just to spell?
Right?
I don't know. I really
Madam
thought...
the Winks lady. The lady from Winks.
Yes.
that Lord Van Zeeks would object to this whole line of inquiry.
Very well, I concur. Make arrangements for Madame Dispels to appear as a witness with immediate effect.
Dot. Listen carefully, friend.
I have ears. Oh, yes?
Ears like corn, whatever. You should know that you're on the brink of opening Pandora's box. Dot.
The court shall now adjourn for 45 minutes. During that time, the prosecution will summon the new witness and prepare her for taking the stand.
Madam Dispels, I shall see it to at once, my lord.
And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. We're done.
No more.
Cave
Goodbye.
Johnson, we're done.
Good
Bye-bye.
sir.
Bye, guys. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Oh my god.
You don't need to imagine. We're stopping, aren't we? There's no more. It's
Yeah, we
the
are.
end.
Yeah, there's no more. That's the end of the case and the game. That's actually the end of the game.
Imagine
Can you believe it, John?
there's no ending. Oh,
It
how
is-
fitting. His name is John.
God dang. Alright, who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Oh! The Knight Errant himself!
Oh, have you been watching from the gallery, Mr. Sholmes?
I've been on the edge of the seat, my seat the entire time. Courtroom trials are fascinating affairs, as a spectator at least, just like the affair I had with Susan Ozan.
Oh no.
I'm glad you've been enjoying yourself.
Alright, Susan or Iris? Which one? I forgot. It was one of the two.
What-
Maybe it's both.
I have to ask. What on earth is going on? It makes no sense. What's this professor business all about? He doesn't look like any professor I've ever met before. Who even is he?
Ah, of course. You were in Germany already 10 years ago.
Yeah, I met like this blue-haired, like teenage girl who kept on hitting me.
Oh, it's me still. Oh, yes, the professor! Forgot that's me. When I discovered he was the one who had been abducted, a sense of foreboding stirred within me. But who knew the monster wouldn't be knocking at your door? My heart prepared symphonies. Oh.
As it
Sympathies.
turns out, Lord Van Zeeks is even more intimately tied to this case than any of us realized, isn't he?
He's into BDSM.
That's how true. sad how good men have fallen. He's a great fan from University in the Dock.
Oh, and now a waxwork in the killer took the esteemed brother's life makes an appearance too. I imagine even the shrewd Mr. Reaper failed to foresee that that kick in the teeth. An extraordinary move on your part, my dear fellow, to throw in that in front of the man.
You make it sound deliberate.
Wasn't it deliberate? I can't help that feeling inside my bones.
That's me. That's me.
Oh, it's you.
This professor case is really puzzling.
Oh yes, in what particular manner?
Oh, there's Mr. Debbers and Mr. Sythe, and Lord Jim and Mr. Van Zeeks. It seems that everybody in the trail has a link to the case somehow.
Yes, in fact, I alone am not a member of the set. Well, that leaves me as an empty set, all alone with no intersection to any other.
Excuse me.
Been excused.
D.
Daddy!
D.
Oh.
Dr. Sythe.
Danny DeVito.
I have no fucking eyes! Dr. Courtney Sythe, Nee Stevens, good day to you, see you.
There shows. That was very short of you.
What in particular, pray?
Requested a 10-year-old autopsy report from Gregson, didn't you?
Why would you assume such a thing, motherfucker?
10-year-old literally runs your life. Why wouldn't I? Because Gregson told me.
Oh!
Students
Fuck
get
Gregson, no one likes
stitches.
him. No one understands what he says half the time.
I think it's been 10 years. 10 years in the laboratory, welding my scrapple. Smell nothing but corpses and what is this word?
A police on the jury.
You don't know what disinfectant is, Shah? Are you an anti-COVID person?
No, I just never learned the word in English.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I completely forgot there were like 80 other languages. Actually, I don't know.
I completely forgot that some people it's not their main language English.
Those people suck.
Those people.
Right, John?
Haha! A policeman on the jury had a lot to say about you as it happens, Dr. Sythe. And I've accused you of being a complicit in what happened. I'm hoping that you'll take the stand and tell the truth about what really happened.
Certainly won't be possible.
Yeah.
Van Zeeks won't be summoning me as a witness.
Someone scream what?
What's wrong?
Is that one of you?
Yeah, that wasn't
I
me.
heard what? In my right ear, and it was really loud.
Yeah, same.
What did
Who
you
was
do?
that?
Was that you, Shah?
Oh,
Or maybe it was Susanoo. Susanoo was like, what?
Wait, that wasn't either of you? Who was that?
Wait, that wasn't me.
No.
Who said what? Someone said what?
I didn't
That's
say
really
what.
scary. What?
Yeah, it was like, what? What if Sythe joined? Well, Sythe joined what? And then told us. My bloop noise. So it couldn't be anyone else.
I didn't hear anything, so
Someone said, what?
It might have been from your end
I
then,
didn't hear
Sean.
this.
It might have been Shah, but it lagged. So it like appeared like 10 seconds later, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe? I don't know. On Strongheart has forbidden it.
Lord Strongheart.
This Pandora's box you were warned about is the Professor case. Please don't make this mistake of thinking you'll get any information about it from me. Attempting to hide the truth is cowardice. I've always fought crimes in a way I see fit. With no regrets, none at all. That's all I came here to say. Now goodbye, bitches. So, good day to you. Burn in hell! Whee!
No. No.
She mentioned it too. This Pandora's box.
Whatever does this all mean?
I'm wondering too.
That's what I call a vagina, a Pandora's box. There's really no cause for concern, I assure you, when the trial resumes. The meaning will become not too apparent whether you'd like it to or not.
Huh?
Now then, I believe it is almost time.
John says English is my third language. That's really impressive.
What's your first
and
and second
second.
language, then? I believe it is almost time. Yeah, it's more than Shah, I think. I don't know. Is it more than you, Shah? You know two languages?
Depends. Depends.
I must
Can
make
I
my way back to
understand?
the public.
Okay.
Are you fluent? Are you fluent?
Fluent, no, but I can understand another language.
I see. I'm just making my way back to the public gallery. The edge of my seat away.
I think maybe you're enjoying this a little too much.
Ah, yes, one word of warning before I go. If in the course of the trial this afternoon you perceive even a shadow of doubt about the truth. Ho ho, don't let it out of your sight. Pursue it like a dog with a bone.
Yeah.
With boner. To the bitter end, you understand? Mechanical hands do not falter, whatever may come to pass.
Alright, I understand. Thank you.
Good, I shall make myself sauce then.
Sauce?
Scars. I purchased a bar of caramel earlier, so I shall be gnawing on it as you gnaw away at the truth. Like the corn girl.
I feel like that's a... If that happens to be a... Oh my god, if that happens to be like a Chekhov's gun kind of thing, where it becomes important later on, that'll be the greatest Chekhov's gun in the entire series. What did that warning from Mr. Sholmes really mean, I wonder? Especially that bit about the caramel bar. About whatever may come to pass.
What is corn girl's name, I wonder?
I don't know, man.
I'm not really sure either. Huh. Hold on.
I think it's Naruto.
It's time for the final trial then. No.
Sorry, that's me. It's time for the final chapter then. I'm determined to find the truth, no matter what.
Cornelia.
Really?
Apparently.
Oh, John knows Slovenian and Italian.
Yes, I know Italian too. Margheriti.
Margheriti.
Buongiorno.
Oh, one sec.
Buongiorno. That's an Italian accent. I don't know if you know. Arrivederci.
Okay. Judge?
What? He said 1
Dad.
second. He said one
Oh.
second.
What? I didn't hear that. What's going on?
Ah,
Listen
you
to
don't
my
listen to
king.
men. Sexist.
Not sexist. Is it? Sexist.
Sexist. Shaw doesn't listen to men.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen,
I listen to no
surely you
one.
will listen to me. I hereby reconvene the proceedings of this court. Countess for the defense and prosecution, are you ready and able to continue?
The prosecution is dead. Great.
Prosecution is ready, my lord. My lord.
Sorry. My cat just entered the room. Yes, my lord. The defense is also ready.
Cat
It's
flap.
Wagahai.
As the court is aware, the case under our scrutiny began with a damaging incident of the Great Exhibition. Yet we now find ourselves embroiled in the details of a convicted felon who was sent to the gallows a decade ago.
Oh, why is
This
Aoi
trial has suddenly defied all expectation.
It's, as it seems to be the fate of all trials in which this Nipponese is involved, my lord.
So then, let us begin our exploration of the defense's assertion that the waxwork was continentally involved in this matter. Lord Van Zeeks,
No, my lord.
Sloan run bitch for you.
are we still awaiting the arrival of Madame Tussauds?
Not at all. She's in the antechamber as we speak and ready to be punished.
What? That's not what it says.
Very well, bring in the witness.
Like where this is going.
At once, my lord. Bailiff, show Madame Tussauds to the stand.
Things are about to become a lot more intense.
Oh my god.
If Drebber is
Camera
that's a new angle. If Drebber is responsible,
A new
as I'm
angle.
sure he is, it means he must have had an accomplice in Dr. Sythe.
Had their budget up. What contains the pair of them is the waxwork.
Yes, the model of the professor. That's the key to the link between these otherwise unrelated individuals. It's a tenuous link, admittedly, but at present, it's all we have to go on.
Oh,
Is that
oh.
Sholmes?
State your name and occupation to the for the court, please.
Oh.
My name is Madame Esmeralda Dispel. I am a waxwork artist. And there's the properties of Madame de Spell's Museum of Waxwork. You will have to pardon me for working as a testifier. My new exhibit must be open very soon.
Oh, so we finally get a statue, does he? Now there are 2 of them in the world.
Oh my. What expression is he carving into his face? One chicks. One bitch. Chicks. Malicious.
Like a number of
Ambitious.
Oh, so maybe it wasn't the Ethernet cable then, Julio. What happened?
Nah, dead.
Discord was like, fuck you. Discord was like, I'm gonna.
Gonna. It's so funny when he gets cut off.
Was I in the void the entire time? I think I was in the void. I was like talking. I might have been in the void.
Yes, you were in the
Yes,
void.
you were. We didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Stolen.
What? I only heard stolen.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I said. Oh,
Stolen from your Firm this.
Firm this. Firm this.
Oi! That is true.
Firm this? That is true.
At first, we believed it had been a kidnapping.
A waxwork model? Kidnapped?
My lord, there was a demand for ransom money left behind the culprit. Remember, she was French. Whether, according would have just been told outside the courtroom, there was not a true reason. Understand that the unlisted is a substitute for the body of a murdered victim.
At present, there is no more than conjecture proposed by the defense.
Hey!
One bitch.
Man! Mr. Odi man!
But of course, I knew him very well. He was part of my Edwy's personal exhibit. I detest to say that what is evidence, but Mr. Esmond does not resemble the professor at all.
Yes, but perhaps their faces are very similar.
Are you suggesting that we should see now the masked village of the professor? I have here a key, but it's strictly forbidden to open it alone.
Oh my god, is this where the caramel comes in?
This is absurd!
Pardon?
I don't know what face you've carved onto your fancy with that mask. But clearly, it won't be that of the actual killer.
Indeed. That man's identity was never made public after all.
The trial took place in a closed court. The proceedings were strictly confidential. The condemned man was similarly executed. His identity remains a closely guarded national secret. There's no possible way that the repository of Townie exhibits could get its hands on that information.
Quel dommage.
Quel dommage.
Mélange? It would seem that you are unaware of the spell principles.
What principles?
Firmly, the spell has been predecessor of sculptor in the model E to la perfection. Every detail, including the visual of a definition with complete fidelity, et avolier are principles. There is a well-known legend about the spell waxworks in the line of the French Revolution. A member of the Dispel family is said to have made a waxwork of a queen who was executed.
The real queen.
It's true. It was a century ago now. I believe the queen's face was carved in the minutes following her death. Actually, at the guillotine site. You are correct. The Madeleine display is still today in the halls of halls.
House of
We
Horrors?
dispel. Yes, halls. You can pay there a visit, JPEG. It's a singular hall statement. The spells will stop at nothing to obtain faithful replica of our subjects.
Dear me,
Damn.
a somewhat disturbing tenacity of purpose.
Sorry?
It has been met. Okay. Okay, here it is. It is the only way to obtain a true lifelike representation of the subject. It has been my family secret for generations.
Do you mean to say that beneath the mask?
Oi, the true visual of the killer.
This is ludicrous. It's out of the question.
Oh my god. So the text is going by lightning speed.
The professor spread terror throughout Great Britain. The result, Madame de Spell's special exhibit remains extremely popular even today. Killers emerging from his own grave is a sight to behold. You should come.
I'm already coming.
I think, madame, it would be beneficial to hear your formal testimony on this matter.
My assistant here is helping me
Stop
come.
coming!
No, enough, J-Bag,
You'll
no.
explain every detail of this macabre model and your personal involvement in its creation.
I'm very glad, babe.
I'm not a fan of incest.
Not a fan of you.
Ouch.
Oh, this special exhibit of the Horse of Horrors is based on a very rumor that shocked society in London. An impression of voyage was taken directly from the corpse in accordance with the Dispel family principles. I enlisted the aid of the gravedigger and created a mold for his head in the cemetery just before the internet. The internet? What?
Whoa, the internet?
Interment.
Termin. I was like, what?
Internet.
I hid myself and he gave me the signal, and I was there for a very long time that night. Dawn approached. I was very worried I could not be discovered.
The gravedigger! The man sanctioned this!
Why? I will do that all is necessary to achieve the true resemblance my family celebrated for. Nobody else knew. Only the gravedigger. What harm did I do, huh?
So you truly saw it. Frank saw it in the face of the monster.
Naturally, I was aware at that time that his identity was a secret.
She's like, shh.
But the spell
Shut
should
up.
not be displaced if we do not insist on absolutely faithfully to our sculptures.
I don't believe this. Why is there a woman in the court? Get her out of here. No women allowed.
What about Sasato?
Wait, that's a girl? What?
I myself have seen the special exhibit at your museum, madame. A truly blood-curdling scene in which the murderer is emerging from his own grave.
This duplicates was the subject of many rumors in London 10 years ago. I have here a newspaper from that time.
Oh, damn.
Jesus
Oh, damn.
Christ.
This special exhibit shut the fuck up, you fucking bitch. Anyway, this special exhibit was based upon the picture in this article. That was the most detailed account of what happened as a reporter to the eyewitness who saw it.
Assman drew this?
Aslan!
Assman drew this.
Skipper's like, oh shit, zombie.
He looks a little more terrified than that.
Man rises from the grave. It's too absurd for words.
I read that as man rises from the gravel.
Yeah, so that's what I do. I was like, what the heck?
The public enjoy absurdity, monsieur. That is why I have reproduced that scene as carefully as possible in my museum.
And it's a waxwork from that exhibit that was stolen some days before the Internet the Great Exhibition, wasn't it?
That is correct. The professor is here before you.
Most puzzling. Counsel for the defense, proceed with the cross-examination.
This waxwork links Drebber to Dr. Sythe, and there has to be some reason for that which hasn't yet come to light. But I'll find it. I'll get to the bottom of what really happened. I'll prove that Dr. Sythe and Drebber were in on this crime together.
I am the bottom. I am the one at the bottom.
We all know about JPEG, it's okay.
I am the one who's on the bottom.
Yeah,
You have to
you're
press
gonna
any
have
of
to
these?
press her, boy. Yes, you gotta press one of them, boy. But which one is it gonna be? Hold on, gay boy.
For the internet. Wait, she was there for a very long time. A night. She could have seen it Okay, no, there's the queen.
Hmm.
What's the queen? Got. So weird.
Hi,
Yeah,
Mammal.
that's
Can you
so weird.
read? Wait, what's weird? The internet?
No. She just took a dead body's hand. She's like, oh, I'm mold it.
There's something about this that seems strangely vague. I kinda want to press it. Hold it! That was the loudest hold it I've ever done. You were there longer than you expected to be?
I
That's what
had
sex is like.
some difficulty. But take the little map of yours and shut it, please. Okay. In capturing the subject form correctly. As I removed the map from the cover where it fell open, I had some problems with the gene.
Dare I ask?
As the man had been dead for a short while already, you see. His muscles were relaxed and consequently his gene would not align itself correctly. Oh dear, what a horrible thought. Under normal circumstances, I would have an assistant with me. However, that night I was alone, and as a consequence, I missed my preserved window of time.
What do you mean?
When I take the impression of a village of Convidal, I always wait there at least 3 hours after death.
Why 3 hours? Is that amount of time significant?
It's because it's a rigor mortis.
You mean that popular cartoon with the mad scientist uncle?
What?
Rigor mortis?
I don't know this one.
You know, the guy who turned himself into a pickle? Rigor mortis?
No.
Rigor mortis? Okay.
Mortis! Mortis!
A Wrigley mortis?
Oh, you. You Morty.
Mortis! That's me!
It's a name given to the. Ah, wait. What is Susato's voice? I forgot her voice. What's the
American.
difference?
I thought the spells had the Jewish star on her hat, says John. And honestly, that wouldn't be so
Mr. Shows.
ridiculous.
Mr. Shows, okay. It's a name that was given to the pheromone that occurs in the recently deceased bodies. The rule 3 hours post-death, and the muscles in the body begin to stiffen. Approximately 10 hours post-death, the entire body is completely rigged of inflexible. And from that point on, muscles slowly start to revert to their relaxed state. Yeah. The effect is often used to eliminate times of death when the body is discovered.
Well, that was an education, if a slightly scary one.
And as the mademoiselle says, in rare matres commence 3 hours after death, and it starts in the jaw. So I wait for you, JPEG.
I was muted. What the fuck? That is why you wait.
For the time when the mouth falls open, it is very difficult to do my work.
It's getting hard for me to do my work with all this talk of corpses. I wonder if that information about the court just heard from Madame Dispels is
Yes,
significant. It's always
I-
significant.
I thought Dispels had the Jewish star on her hat, says John.
Yeah, we pointed that out too. Huh. The information about rigor mortis that you just shared with us, would you mind including it in your formal testimony? I believe it could be significant, you see.
It is my favorite show.
Well, of course, I do not mind at all. I can't help feeling that after the latest topic, atmosphere in the courtroom has become extremely grave. Get it? Because grave and graves? Uh-huh.
This is no time for jokes, Mr. Sato!
Madame! Susanoo! Enough with the jokes! Sorry. Kindly amend your testimony as discussed.
It's like every single man in the room gets mad at her for that.
How about another joke, Your Honor?
No, I think we've had enough of your jokes.
Guys, you give me one more. You deny one of my jokes, and I will go straight into why so serious.
I have a
Do
feeling
it.
it has
I'm an
something to
ENTP.
do
I
with
can
this.
do it. Look,
That's it? But
Read it again, Daniel.
condemned prisoner. Death by hanging confirmed at midnight. Hanging. Rigor mortis. Is that why the head was like falling
What?
off?
Could you repeat?
It says here he died by hanging.
Oh. Oh yeah, maybe. Wait, so how did he bury him with his head? But his head was away. So did he bury it separately, or like a couple of inches away? Like, did we attached it?
Well, again, that's probably why the jaw fell off, right?
Yeah.
Perhaps there's something else here. Maybe this. No. Whatever. But it's got to be related somehow to the autopsy report. But just in case. Okay. All right. Objection!
Check your mom.
Madame Tuspels, I have here an autopsy report that was filed 10 years ago now. It confirms the death of the It confirms the death of the professor following his execution at the gallows.
In the gallows.
I'm gonna find you.
Oops.
Okay. And wait.
Sorry.
Okay. And that is a problem?
I believe it is, because your testimony and a particular detail in the report completely contradicts one another.
Your face contradict itself.
Hey, are you going to explain yourself, my Nipponese friend?
According to her testimony, Madame Tuspels was creating her wax impression just before dawn, and at that time, rigor mortis had not yet set in. Am I correct so far, Madame?
Who's Dawn?
No, you're not correct. Okay, fine. Yes, you are. As I said, the sifting of the jaw was the first sign of a rigor mortis 2 or 3 hours after death. But the man Jean was limp, so he cannot have been dead for a long time.
But on the other hand, if you look at Dr. Sythe's report, it clearly states the following. Death by hanging confirmed at midnight. 17th June.
No!
Yes. If
No!
the professor indeed died at midnight that day, then by the time you were sculpting his face, rigor mortis would have already set in.
Hey, yes, you are right. The cheat, it would have been completely stiff.
I'm stiff right now.
Okay.
Oh my god, JPEG, just the fuck up before I cut
You
off
are
your
getting a
pee-pee.
hard-on while we talk about the guy that killed your brother. In other words, this report is wrong. Is that the best you could come up with, Ryunosuke? This report is wrong.
No coroner makes mistakes when recording the time of death. The very idea is absurd.
In that
Next,
case,
you're gonna say you hid them in ice in like a chocolate fountain.
you know, as much as I love that game, that's still, the idea of that was like still so wild to me. In that case, there's only one possible conclusion. The execution didn't actually take place at the stated time.
You think someone would lie? Impossible. Oh, so sexy.
What? Someone lying? What do you mean?
Order!
way.
Order! Council, this is beyond folly! Not only do you indict the author of the report, Dr. Sythe, but you also implicate members of the staff at Barclay Prison, where the execution took place.
Extraordinary.
Not in my day.
Objection! My learned friend appears to have overlooked one very crucial fact.
And what fact would that be?
You're a fool. The professor died that night without question.
Well, I say he's still alive. He's right there in the court.
What?
Of course he did.
He's right there.
He has no head.
That was automatic. Objection! Yes, the professor died that night. But what if he didn't die at the gallows?
Did it what? He died in the ghetto, the gallows, or the ghetto? Didn't die that night. What exactly are you suggesting that happened in that case?
It's almost impossible to believe, but it would explain the link between Dr. Sythe, the professor, and that one other person of interest, who I will not specify because I want the player to figure it out on their own. I have evidence that will explain exactly what I'm suggesting that happened that night.
Council, present the evidence at once. The evidence that allegedly explains what really happened on the night of the professor's execution.
I think we all know what actually happened. It was me! I did it!
Wait, what is it?
Is there like a newspaper or something?
Oh!
So they tried to bury him alive, and I was like, no, I'm alive.
I'm a real boy!
I'm real.
A great
Can't read
stink.
from that long. Second gunshot rang out, fight behind the priest. Every it's too small. Ah.
Mr. Drebber's dreadful encounter.
Is the bell was like to blame for the great things. Great stink. The
So
great
he died from a gunshot, not...
Yeah, I can't read for that far, but I'm assuming because I can see a gunshot.
So maybe he just got shot then? Let's look at everything else first,
Hey,
just
what's
to
the
clarify.
other? Yeah, let's see the evidence we have.
That's pretty much it.
The head. Can we lock the head, please?
Did you say, can we lug the head? What do you mean, lug the head?
Can we get
Lock-
much higher?
Oh, I thought you
So-
I thought, like, throw the head and then Zeke's like, here, catch!
Boom.
Ouch,
Oh, the head, eventually.
That really hurt, and it's still hurting. Ouch, Charlie.
Pretty much all the news we have about the professor. It's only these three, and I'm pretty sure
Charlie bit me.
the more incriminating one is this one. So let's try this. Take that! What happened that night is written very plainly in this newspaper article. Executed criminal returns in the dead of night at local cemetery.
Come on, Discord, behave! Discord doesn't want to behave.
When does it ever?
Discord, behave, please!
I
Please!
love how this sort of fails for me. It's just you guys who fail. I mean,
Yeah,
you're
'cause
the
they
problem, not
updated it
Discord.
for Mac, so like the screen share for Mac is like really fucked.
You're suggesting there's a corpse coming back from the dead now?
Well, if this article is to be believed, yes. The professor, assumed dead following his execution, emerged from his grave and was killed again.
That actually sounds pretty sick. I want to see that. Don't be a foolish fool who believes in foolish things. That's simply a foolish rumor published by the foolish gutter press.
Can you be certain of that? Oops.
Are you serious? Why so serious?
The point is, as the article says, there was a witness to what happened.
My word, yes indeed.
Must the argument is turned into the cemetery by his chin shot now.
Of course, there was a witness. The story didn't write itself, but obviously the man made it all up.
And in any case, this was 10 years ago now. There surely would be no hope of finding him.
Well, Your Honor, do I have a surprise for you?
Well, actually-
On the contrary, my lord, we all know this witness well.
What?
You know, this actually doesn't help his case because he's trying to make out Drebber to be a liar. So if we're trying to get him in court to say, "Oh yes, I saw the body come back to life," then how can we trust him if we're trying to make him look like a liar?
Oh, yeah. What?
Ryunosuke, I don't think you've thought this out very well.
Are you suggesting, counsel, that you've identified the person in question? And you know who claims to have seen these utterly incredible events take place?
Yes, my lord. In fact, you could say that he's right here before my very eyes.
What?
No, not you, Vanzeeks.
You will substantiate your latest claim now, then, counsel. Who was the alleged witness of this staggering scene from a cemetery 10 years ago?
Wow. It's almost like...
Wait,
know.
hold up.
What?
I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything.
The man in question is Mr. Enoch Drebber.
What? The penguin?
The penguin?
The special exhibit in the House of Horrors at Madame Tuspel's Museum of Waxwork recreates that decade-old scene in great detail. The condemned
shit.
criminal emerging from the grave, and beside the tomb, a young man with a lantern stumbling upon the terrifying sight. And that young man...
Sight!
I know that.
is a 10-year younger Mr. Enoch Drebber.
Oh
Oh,
shit!
this man will bite really quick.
Order! Order! Order!
I hope the mic didn't pick up my fart.
Surely not, Council!
Don't say that! We wouldn't have known you farted!
Trevor was there in Lowgate Cemetery.
This is all talk about Mr. Dabel? Is that significant?
Of course. Madame Tuspels doesn't know, does she? Yes, it's extremely significant, Madame. To your situation as well, in fact.
What situation?
The theft of... The... The theft of... God! Try saying that. The theft of the... The theft of the... Okay. The theft of the professor...
Through the thongs though.
Through the
Through
thongs,
the
though.
throngs though.
Fucking
No, not
hell.
thongs. Throngs. Throngs.
Oh,
Thongs.
okay.
Thongs is something else.
The theft of the Professor Waxwork from your museum some days ago was perpetrated by the very same man.
None!
He has a very special habit of trespassing, doesn't he?
What does it mean?
What do you mean, Madame Tuspels? It would appear you know the name Enoch Trevor.
Oh, yes, I know. From a long in the past.
What?
Oh my!
Bit of a delayed reaction there, Sasato.
Good gracious!
What? Explain yourself. Tell us everything. Explain yourself. Tell us everything you know.
I can't do it.
Yes,
Explain
Yes,
yourself.
of course.
I will kill
Let's
your
play
wife.
Carpenter so I can
I
nail
will
you.
kill your infant daughter.
The story of a young man in the terrible sight he witnessed in the cemetery 10 years ago was published in every single newspaper in London throughout Great Britain. However, in all of these articles, the witness was simply described as a certain young man. No details were published about his identity. His name was never revealed. That is, apart from the newspaper. The Daily Circus, it is the paper from which comes to the article I have already shown to the court.
You're saying that his full name was only publicized in that article?
Goodness me! Yes, here it is! The university student who experienced this shocking event is Mr. Enoch Trevor, a disciple of science at the University of London and a resident of its students' dorms.
Unbelievable!
Inconceivable.
When I read the article, I went to meet with the man. Discovery of the condemned criminal coming back to life in the cemetery in the dead of night. Would make a perfect exhibit for my House of Horrors, whether it was true or not.
House of Whores?
House of Horrors?
Thinking about horrors and focus about the game. It's about your dead brother, you fucking bitch.
I see.
I see. So you went to meet Mr. Trevor in order to sculpt a waxwork of the man, did you?
Enchantment. He was studying science at the University of London in those days. He was just a poor student. I paid him £5 for to model for my waxwork. Since that time, it is in my museum to recreate the scene of the terror in the cemetery.
What do you mean?
Miyanosuke is the only one here who actually blinks.
Why is he
Even Van Dijk
posing?
doesn't.
You can take your hand off the bench now.
So, 10 years ago, a young man appealed to the public about an extraordinary event he'd witnessed. A criminal who'd been put to death, re-emerging from his grave in the middle of the night. But the public treated his claim as nothing more than an amusing anecdote that was soon forgotten. 10 years later, the same man steals a waxwork model of the executed criminal, ostensibly to use as a body double for the victim in the case we're discussing here today. Even though the waxwork's build is a poor match for the victim, and its face is obscured by a mask. So the question is, why would the man do such a thing? Which brings us to 3 days ago, when the birdcage crashed into the Crystal Tower. If the birdcage had in fact contained not the body of Mr. Assman but that same waxwork, the coroner from Scotland Yard who investigated Dr. Sythe would have been noticed immediately. And yet she submitted this autopsy report for the victim, which the court has seen earlier. Why?
Because the waxwork was that of Professor, is that what you're saying?
Dr. Sythe put her name to a document confirming the death of a condemned criminal who was still alive. A criminal whose apparent resurrection was witnessed by Mr. Drebber. But that misconduct was a deadly secret to the coroner who would do anything to protect. Which is precisely why Mr. Drebber used that particular waxwork as the body double.
Oh!
Just
Why
because
did
he
you
looks
do the
sexy
best
doesn't mean
possible
you have to make him moan when he does that. My lord, this court must summon Dr. Sythe to the stand. The defense is determined to find out exactly how the coroner and Mr. Drebber are connected.
But according to the missive I received this morning through the prosecutor's office, Dr. Sythe is unable to participate in these proceedings. Is that not the case?
She told us so herself, didn't she?
Why do you look so angry, Susato?
Angry because I see your face. Every day I wake up.
John says my sister wants to cosplay Susato.
Aww.
Your sister is very
lovely.
cultured.
Yeah,
What a
Sister
great
play
choice.
Great History. Did you play Great History? Anyway.
Lord Van Zix won't be summoning me as a witness. One
Why?
Strongheart has forbidden it.
Lord Strongheart.
Pandora's box you will warn me about is the Professor case. Please don't make a mistake of thinking you'll get any information about it out of me.
Something happened on the night of that killer's execution 10 years ago, and surely nobody would want to get to the bottom of that more than Lord Van Zeeks.
The prosecution calls the instructions in that missive to be scrapped.
But Lord Van Zeeks, the missive was issued from the Lord Chief Justice's office.
Objection!
Check to your mom.
Prose. It's signed prose. Prosecutor has the final say in my policy in any particular trial. In other words, me!
Yes!
Hiya. Enoch Tremor and Dr. Sythe. Both take the stand together.
Order! Order! Very well, I will uphold your request. Bailiff, send a subpoena with immediate effect addressed to Dr. Sythe of the Forensic Investigation Team. The woman is compelled to attend on Her Majesty's orders.
Alright then. Enoch Drebber and Dr. Sythe. If they weren't colluding with one another, this crime could never have been committed. I'm just a stone's throw away. I can feel it. The truth behind all of this is about to come out. Ugh!
By the way, Mr. Lawyer, I just want to say, if you...
I thought that was a floating head. I thought that was a floating head.
If you were a balloon, I would totally blow you.
Thank you for your attendance at such short
No,
notice, Dr.
that's
Sythe.
Gregson. Remember what he said yesterday?
Blow me!
I'm disappointed in you, Lord Van Zix. You've completely betrayed the agreed policy of both Scotland Yard and the police office.
Betrayal is not my nature as long as the truth isn't compromised. If there's even a hint of wrongdoing, then no matter whom it concerns or disgruntles. I will pursue the matter to the bitter end, as would any prosecutor worth his salt.
Mr. Drebber, you took the victim's life by means of a machine that you constructed in your workshop.
If I was the judge, I'd sentence you
Is
to
he
my
playing the
bed.
guitar? Is he air guitaring? And Dr. Sythe, as the investigating coroner, you were the first on the scene to examine the victim's body. It is the belief of the defense that you collaborated with each other and were both complicit in this crime. See, look at it. It looks like it's floating.
It does. Okay. And where is your evidence?
At present, we have no definitive evidence, but we do have a very significant clue.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking, of course, about the waxwork. This model of the killer known as the Professor, who was sentenced to death 10 years ago.
That's a long time ago.
You don't need to tell me. I witnessed the man's execution with my own eyes. I'm officially pronounced him dead.
That remains to be seen.
Is that so?
According to newspaper reports from the time, on the night following his execution, the killer came back to life.
Shelly the killer?
Don't waste any time.
And the sole witness to that mysterious event was you, Mr. Drebber, wasn't it? He's hearing a guitar. He's playing the guitar. If what you say in the graveyard that night 10 years ago wasn't some chilling fiction, but reality, it would make you privy to a very great secret of Dr. Sythe's. A secret so profound it could compel the coroner to agree to collaborate in your evil scheme, in fact.
What the fuck?
Mr. Drebber, tell the court. Tell everyone the truth of what you saw that night in Lowgate Cemetery.
The truth and nothing but the truth.
Hey, so he was. Wait. Oh, this is the jury.
You can't you. Wait a minute, back his body.
Really? Ay, nako. I don't know. He
He's
was
a
the
very research student in the university. A bit too clever for his טוב שלו, אבל...
Cool. What an interesting twist.
Huh.
Well, at the time, not one person could take me seriously. Yet now, here we are, 10 years later, and suddenly my story matters, and in a court of law, too. Hiya!
Hey, Skipper.
Very well then, if everyone so wishes. Let's be frank, I'll tell you the truth of what happened that night for what it's worth. Shut up, mammal.
She didn't say anything.
Mammal.
She's a mammal.
So, Mr. Drebber, your testimony, please, about the events of that night 10 years ago. You will tell the court exactly what you stumbled across in Lowgate Cemetery.
Oh! Yes, of course, as you wish. Hiya! Witness testimony. In the cemetery 10 years earlier. The reason I was at Lowgate Cemetery all 10 years ago was for a spot of moonlighting, shall we say. Yes, the illustration of that newspaper article was based on what I witnessed that night. But thinking back now, I realized I never actually saw the professor. Soon afterwards, I was visited by a young woman who sculpted a model of me from wax. Then I gave up on my dream of becoming a scientist, and it was all because of that newspaper article.
Wow, so it ruined his life. Wait a minute. You're claiming that you didn't actually see the professor now?
You just fucking listen to me? God damn it, of course! You'd have to have a screw loose if you believe a corpse come back from the dead.
Oh, I guess I have a screw loose. But, so you're saying this article is...
Not what the paper's printed on. I think that would describe it perfectly, yes.
Ah!
Get there.
I got fogged us out, unmute button just doesn't work anymore. Just like you try to unmute, but it just mutes you back.
Fucking
Anyway.
Discord.
The details in the articles are untrue. Muffles your argument of one Sir Depper and Dr. Sythe should have been working together.
So he's discrediting himself to cripple my argument?
Oh dear! Tell me, witness!
What the hell was that, Judge? Hey, that was disgusting. That was absolutely disgusting.
Pardon me, I just came from the pub. You claim to have been in the cemetery on some auxiliary business. Can you elaborate?
That's right, grave robbing to be precise. As you know, Lowgate Cemetery is at the rear of Barclay Prison. So among students at the university, if I had a reputation for being haunted by the ghosts of condemned convicts.
Grave robbing, you say?
Yes, exhuming fresh corpses to sell is reasonably lucrative. Of course, I never laid a finger on any valuables buried with the dead.
So you were the one of the so-called resurrectionists, a particularly unpleasant scourge on society.
Actually, my fellows and I went by another name, the repurposers.
That is quite beyond the pale. You would invite divine retribution, sir.
Yes, well, I think I suffered retribution enough. The Daily Circus eventually unearthed my name and put it in print. You were not a clown. It caused me great and many headaches. In the end, I had to leave the university. That was the only paper with the bad grace to identify me unambiguously, I might add.
I see.
Out of interest, who drew the illustration for the article?
Ah, yes, that was the reporter who exposed me. He sketched that right in front of me as I described the scene. Hiya! Obviously, as the time ticked on, I bitterly regretted what I'd done. Claiming to have seen something I never truly saw. Foolish. Very, very foolish.
Well, counsel for the defense, you may proceed to the cross-examination now.
At once, my lord. So I can already
Exactly.
see the story unfolding. Because we already know that the quote-unquote reporter who sketched this guy was actually the victim. So the reason this guy was, went on this entire plot to build a machine that would kill the victim was because he was like, you ruined my life. And I'm pretty sure we've seen this exact same trope before. Right?
trope.
I mean, in Ace Attorney,
Where?
criminal.
Yanni Yogi.
Yeah, Yanni Yogi, but also like there were a bunch of others. Criminal wants to get revenge on victim because they ruined their life in the past and they don't remember it. There's another one. I completely forgot though. Was it in the investigation series?
What's his face? Vasquez.
Yeah, Vasquez.
Talking about the plot of Penguins of Madagascar.
Gee,
No.
I wish Penguins of Madagascar was that dramatic, but sadly no.
Yes, that's right.
No.
I killed
Penguins of
King Louie.
Madagascar had an alien. No, it was an octopus that the penguins ruined his life by being cute, and it was driven out everywhere. But they don't remember him. So he plotted a device to kill all penguins. Like
Oh yeah, Dave. It's Dave.
Dave.
I
So yeah,
completely
there was.
forgot this
So that
episode.
is the plot.
That was in the movie, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, in the movie.
It was in the movie. Okay, this is a present thing. So you just present something.
Really?
First one to get it gets private, as they.
Private?
I'll give up because Daniel
want
is
private?
private. So basically, giving Daniel, or me, Daniel.
You want
content
Daniel?
with not having a Daniel. Content with not having a Daniel.
You didn't see
Logic chess. Logic chess.
logic chess.
Logic chess.
Eat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up.
Isn't there's a head canon, right? That like the reason why logic chess doesn't work like actual chess is because that's what Gumshoe thinks chess works.
That's a Gumshoe. Yeah. Gumshoe's like, you throw the pieces at each other. We.
You just gotta present something, and let me tell you, it's a pretty obvious one. If you don't get it, you're stupid.
Maybe this will become significant at some point.
The investor, Mr. Odie Asman.
Osman and Debert.
I take it back. This is actually like a little difficult. But,
Uh-huh.
You can do it if you try. It's easy if you
Nope.
try. No hell below us. Above us only sky.
I just imagine the viewers in the fucking chat being like, what the fuck? Why is it taking so long? It's so obvious.
Wait a second.
others.
We can use the camera. If we assume that this is the camera
Yeah.
that the what's his name, Drebber was holding at the scene, if he actually had a camera. Cause like this is it's so weird that this wait, okay, let's check this. Did he have a camera in the illustration? Yes, he did. Yes he did.
Ah.
Oh my god.
No, it's not the camera yet.
God fucking damn it.
Haha, no. Oh, well. Surprise.
Oh. Oh. Uh-huh. No, please.
well, Daniel, it's okay because you were wrong anyway. It's not that.
Really, it's not that? It wasn't the trophy?
It's not that either. It's not the trophy, motherfucker.
I mean, doesn't the trophy contradict the fact that, he gave up on his dream of becoming a scientist.
Because he is a scientist.
Because he is a scientist. Clearly.
That's some Edgeworth pedantism.
Can you go through all the statements?
Okay, 1. Actually, what does he say in the article? Does it say why he was there?
I was there to have some necrophilia with some of the corpses.
Oh. Oh.
No, it doesn't say.
That's how penguins mate. Penguins mate with dead.
Oh.
Based on what I witnessed that night.
Reese's Puffs.
Okay, can you go for all the... Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. It's this one. It's the third one.
That's
So you're
the
right
hint,
on the
it's
money.
third one.
You're right on the money with that one.
Oh fuck! I'm turning to Skipper again. No.
Wait, there's a photo. Isn't there a photo?
No, there's no photo of the actual body.
Okay, it's not a direct contradiction. You will need. Okay. He contradicts a piece of information that you should know. Kind of. Yeah.
You should know?
Statement, the evidence, and the thing that you should know will all contradict each other, I guess. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's go with that.
Okay, let's go. Let's read all we have. This is the killer autopsy report. And
Let's read what,
because we know
sorry?
we can present the evidence.
Could you say that again?
Let's read all the articles again.
Okay. I think we've spent enough time looking at this. I don't think we've spent enough time looking at this. Let's see.
Maybe, yeah. Let's go back to the paper, maybe?
Alright, let's go back to the paper.
Okay, look at this picture. What do we know?
He has a mask, and the number on the grave isn't accurate because the other grave was supposed to be something 5 something. We're having a 5.
The Great
It's soft.
Stink! Sorry.
The
Great
The man is. Oh, it's so hard to hold on. I'm gonna just zooming very, very much. This is Mr. Deborah's dreadful encounter. It's something about the picture, right? Something that we're like supposed to know.
Yes.
What does he have? The mask isn't in the picture. It looks like it's like a fucking human. Is it a human skull?
Okay.
It's not a mask.
Here's some hints. So the statement you're contradicting. Hello, can you hear me? The statement that you're contradicting is I never saw the guy, right? Now
We're trying to
this
find
article,
something that he did see that doesn't that contradicts it, because how do you know that if you haven't seen it? If you've seen it?
So the article is a first-person account of the scene, right?
Yeah. So how would you know if he?
Oh! And the waxwork is technically based on this, I guess, right?
Yes.
So how can he
So
really...
how would you know?
He can't exactly say that... He didn't say it or not, because we don't... Because the person who drew this doesn't know either, since they don't know what it looks like, but he does. I don't know if that made sense, but the thing is,
I think
we can't trust
I
this.
think it's more about the face, because in the sculpture there is portrayed to have worn a mask. There's no mask on the vigilante. It's more like a skull. I think it's a skull. Doesn't look like the mask we're presented with. So how would you know he had a mask on his face if you didn't see him? So
You know, they always say.
remember in Ace Attorney, like the trilogy, when it was like the whole glove incident? Like, how did you know he was wearing glove?
Wait, when was that? Actually, I don't remember. When was that?
It sounds a bit
Was
familiar,
with
but
the
I'm also
robot
not sure
lady? Was Gumshoe a safe robot lady?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Drebber, but I don't believe that.
I don't believe what?
Your latest claim. You did see the professor on that night 10 years ago.
Oh dear, we seem to be at odds. But I was there, and you were not. I know what I didn't see.
The illustration with this article was drawn based upon what you told the journalist that you witnessed. A figure emerging from a tomb wearing an iron mask.
Yes, the killer was tried 10 years ago. It was decided in the closed court's ruling that the man would wear the mask to hide his identity. It wasn't even removed. It was to be removed even during his execution and subsequent burial.
Not even the prison wardens were to see the man's face, but obviously, the provision of this mask was not public knowledge.
So, Mr. Drebber, as you've just heard,
Ah!
a lowly student of the University of London certainly wouldn't have known about the condemned man's mask. So unless you'd actually seen the professor that night, it's inconceivable that the artist would have to included the mask in that illustration.
Did really well, by the way.
Great.
Order, order! Well, Mr. Drebber?
Hiya!
Oh, yes, show me those dance moves, baby!
I'm doing the robot. It's a vile seed, isn't it? If you look more closely. Kowski, Nelsus!
Well, sir.
And as I've already been at pains to point out, I was utterly petrified. At first I was afraid, but then I was petrified. Which is why I had in my head that I'd see such a blood-curdling sight. But afterwards I came to my senses and realized that I'd been mistaken.
You're still saying that you didn't see it?
You wrong. You go
I'm
strong
still
and you
alive.
learn how to get along.
Would have survived. I would have
Where's
survived.
where's that line from? Oh,
Story
yeah.
witness.
Oh, yeah. So now you're back from outer space.
I need a hero. That's a different song.
That's a different song.
Let amend your testimony and explain exactly how you think your highness deceived you.
Of course, sexy, of course. Only too happy to oblige.
I can't believe you're still not going to concede the point.
Did you know that all penguins are gay? Mr. Van Zix, I got a question. What are you doing tonight besides me?
Oh, you're just talking to yourself at this point. It's better
You
you
gotta
talking
press.
to
You
yourself.
gotta press the new one, Daniel.
All right. Hold it.
You gotta press the new one, motherfucker.
A fellow grave robber? What are you talking about?
Well, I was the only one busy in the cemetery that night, you know. Other body snatchers were there at work. I'm only saying snatchers because this game is PG. Of course, when I saw one emerging from the hole, he dug. My heart very nearly stopped. So that very terrifying sight I saw, you see.
You're claiming it was just another student on equally what the fuck is that word? Business as yourself.
Many of the medical students would wear metal masks to protect themselves from bacteria during dissections.
No. Why am I looking at you, Sythe?
Why are you looking at her? God damn, you pervert.
so
You're staring
funny.
at Miss Courtney over there.
Oh, I didn't
Clearly the
specify
fellow
which
was,
part of Miss Courtney I was looking at.
He's such a mask to protect his anonymity, wouldn't you say?
Objection! But there's more to the story, isn't there? The article goes on to say, in the next second, a gunshot rang out suddenly from behind. The bullet pierced the resurrected man's chest, whose breath then stilled once more.
We might assume that the sex.
That's it.
We might assume that the section discovered the miscreants at work, perhaps, and find upon one of them.
If a gravedigger had shot someone in the cemetery, I think it might have been rather big news, my lord.
Oh, yes, well.
I can only assume it was the embellishment bolted on the later by the reporter.
Excuse me,
Hey, what the fuck are you doing?
Madame to spells. Don't take it on, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh, la pardon. I was lost in my thought.
Would it be fair to say that Mr. Drebber's last remark was significant to you in some way?
I thought it was a little strange, that is all. Monsieur Debert could have claimed his now.
If you don't mind me saying, madame, what are you talking about? What do you mean?
Well, when I met you 10 years ago at your anniversary dormitory, you recounted me about your adventures in the cemetery, no?
You're a groomer.
Including the gunshot.
Stop.
It dropped.
You might want to watch.
Telling a woman to shut up, man? You in a fight?
Have a care, Trevor. There's no way. That's no way to speak to a lady.
There.
Please, Madame Dispels, carry on.
That's not a lady. That's the entire circus.
What?
Well, of course. Did you just call me fat? According to what Monsieur Debert told me at the time, did hear a gunshot from behind him, and the bullet hit him a condemned man.
I said nothing of the sort. I want that stricken from the record right now.
Fucking liar? You were very explicit about the detail. But the mask, the figure he was wearing,
But do you like the movie?
the blood splattered all over when he was shot.
Yeah, I'm really angry. Enough! Shut up, woman. You're making all this up. I like silencing women.
That will do. I do too, but you know,
Well,
I also like
if
silencing
it
men.
can silence you
so
for
I'm
long,
not
you can become a
sexist.
statue in the museum if
No.
you like. Another one.
Mr. Drebber,
Yes.
you refute the account as given by Madame Dispels?
There, because I'm a sexist and a racist. And I have no recollection of ever saying those things.
That's
no,
not
I
even
like
half
the
of what I
gays.
am, Drebber. Come on.
I
you're
support
like
the
gay.
gays.
Do you really expect us to
Control yourself, counsel. I will not permit baseless accusations in my courtroom.
Right. Do you notice how he like recoiled a bit?
He's such a weenie.
Under the circumstances, I think it best.
Ladies.
I think it best that you supplement your testimony with a statement to clarify your position on this witness.
Jesus Christ, very well. God, such a nagger. Keep on nagging.
Whoa.
My goodness. No, I said nagger. Keep on nagging. There was no... God damn it. I'm getting canceled now.
John,
had one
please
job.
don't tell anyone. John, please.
Hmm. Oh,
You
that's
are
not-
a
that's not the
person
right
who
foot.
nags.
Isn't that a South Park thing? It's like
Yeah, that is a South Park thing.
and everyone just looks at him. It's like, well, there's no blood in this thing. Actually, wait. Okay, it's only red. That's not enough.
Can we just unlock it? No. There's no gunshot from the... Oh, maybe here. Wasn't it in the...
There was something. I remember there being a blood stain under something, like.
I do as well.
Why don't you click on something, Danny? Why don't you click on
Near the
something?
trophy? Oh, not the trophy.
Oh!
The wonderful machine, Mr. Naruto. You know, blood is also amazing.
So amazing. You really love contraptions like this, don't you?
Oh yes, anything that relates to blood is amazing in my book.
Almost irresistible, Shirley. The taste and the
Oh,
scent
I'm
of
Shirley.
blood.
Oh, no,
But
but
I'm
it's a
Shirley.
pocket watch, for example. I can't help myself. I'll simply have to take it apart.
You're not.
Because
You're
it's your
not
face.
Shirley. You're irresistible.
No, you're Hurley.
All right. That's worrying.
Yes, father tells me by the time the rumbling of his stomach now, he's given up having a watch.
Or Professor Mikitoba.
The rumbling of his stomach. Oh, it's noon.
Oh look, Mr. Naruto,
What is it?
chisel. Oh, the blood here seems to have very dark red stain.
Yes, you're right. It looks like blood, actually.
Oh my.
I'm sure it's not what you're thinking.
Oh,
What?
Someone
What?
had their time of the month inside the camera.
Objection! What?
Not yet, Daniel. Too early.
Oh man.
That's right though. That's right. But you had to press statement 5.
Oh,
first.
that's wrong.
No, that's actually right. You had to press statement
Oh,
5
that's
first.
wrong. That's right.
So wait, we
Statement
have
number
to
five
we have to
first.
press this first.
No, statement 5 first.
Press this.
Yes, that one. Statement 5.
Hold it. That young
I will
woman
not
being
hold it,
Madame
I
Dispels,
refuse.
of course. You will hold it tightly.
Precisely. I must say, I didn't expect to run into her again like this 10 years later.
They've explained. Even by the name published in the article, comment here. I found the men.
Yes, the article in the Daily Circus, I think you said.
I was a poor student with barely a penny to my name at the time. And the young lady put 5 pounds in front of me.
She put on
Yeah,
5
really.
pounds
Oh,
right
God.
there? Like she gained 5 pounds?
She saw 3 Big Macs and she was like,
God damn it.
So you readily consented to having the waxwork of yourself made and gave permission for it to be put on display.
I did. I should sell what little I had to sell. I ain't concluded, so I sold Private's community college fund.
No, sir.
Oh, I remember now. Purchased something else from you that day, Mr. Sepals.
Oh, gee, I wonder what it is. It could possibly be a camera. Did you? I can't say I remember. Peg
was
was
it,
that short-term
madame?
memory. Don't answer, please, don't answer. No!
Camera.
Why would you answer? I told you not to.
Ah.
I said, fuck off, you fucking bitch.
I'm not a bitch, I'm a penguin. Oh, yes, I made a point of taking it with me whenever I made an incursion to any subject. I kept it in Rico's belly. There it is.
Damn Victor.
He told Rico specifically not to like vomit out the evidence and then
I feel like if someone made like a fan animation of us, I feel like Skipper is probably the best person to represent me. He's just a short, bossy penguin.
That's true. I feel very well.
You took
You
a
two are just
camera.
normal size, I'm just a penguin.
To what end?
To record the details of the bodies I disbarred. Or disinterred, rather. Not disbarred. But I had no intention of ever visiting the graveyard again after that night, so I sold it.
I see.
But I still have it, monsieur. It is a part of the special exhibit in my house of horrors. You fucking bitch.
You belong in the house of horrors.
In this spellway. Well, how about you shut up and be the hole you were in the corner, please? You seen that? Was seen then? But this is the very camera Mr. Dever took with him to the Longway Cemetery on the night in question.
Yes. Interesting.
You got a new camera, bitch.
Don't mind if I do.
You know what I'm imagining?
What?
Like, oh, is the stream lagging?
Is it?
No?
I'm just imagining, like, picking
imagine-
Skipper up and putting her in the corner. Just putting Skipper in the corner, like she just picks him up. Like, shut up!
Hey, let go of me, woman! Let go of me!
You belong in the house of bitches. You fucking bitch.
What
So
the fuck
can
did
we-
you just fucking say to me, you little bitch?
Can we present it now?
Can we present it now, Mr. Krabs?
Yes.
We could talk about little, but I don't want to hurt your ego, so.
Panty raid? You're talking about girls, right?
I love that
No,
episode.
that's
And then
it.
it's revealed that he actually panty raided his own mom's house. I love it. So wait, is this one?
There's no
Is this one now? Yeah.
Yeah?
The camera.
Objection.
I'll have you know, I graduated top class of the Navy SEALs.
What? Oh yeah, he did. Didn't he?
But they were like literal SEALs.
Little seals.
Literal SEALs.
Mr. Drebber, do you remember this camera?
I've been involved in numerous secret raids on Al Qaeda.
Did you also
Camera from the fateful night.
engage in guerrilla warfare?
Yeah, literal gorillas though.
Gorilla. that make see when you have Skipper saying that, it actually makes sense.
And I have over 300 confirmed kills.
Yes, we borrowed it from the House of Horrors. It's the camera you took with you to the cemetery that night, Mr. Drebber.
Is this supposed to be
Sig, this kind of camera is rarely seen in our homeland, so my colleague and I were keen to examine it closely. We noticed that the lens extends forwards on the end of some bellows.
everything at the end of time?
John says, just play a Madagascar game, oh my god.
It doesn't even exist.
Do they even
Madagascar
exist?
visual novel? I don't know.
Oh my god, I would pay for that. Like this.
Whoa.
Has he ever said that?
Yeah.
The ghetto,
Sid!
or the town, or the meadow. It looks like a dark red chisel, Mr. Edgeworth. Ah!
That's right. It's a chisel. A rather conspicuous chisel here on the bellows, in fact.
Good
There's only two in
lord!
the world.
Are you suggesting, Mr. Edgeworth? Look at this. It's just a small chisel.
Yes, my lord. It would appear that there's a small chisel here.
Why are you guys obsessed with chisels? Something that could be confirmed with a simple chemical test. Is that right, Dr. Sythe?
Sythe?
Simple and Sythe. It would be difficult to determine if it was human blood, but it is not blood of some animal.
Animal!
What?
But yes, to testify
Oops.
whatever.
It said simple enough at the end, by the way.
But yes, to testify whatever or not, it's about blood. It's all simple enough.
I propose that Madame Tuspel's testimony was correct, and that on the night in question 10 years ago, you were splattered with blood from the gunshot wound.
Well, I think that's kind of gay.
And furthermore, you were spattered with You really did witness the condemned professor emerging from his tomb.
Girl, ah!
He's like awfully close to Dr. Sythe. He's like, get away from me. There's simply no way you could have forgotten such a traumatic experience. In other words, the only explanation is that you're trying to hide the fact that you saw the professor that night.
Objection! But why? Why would he want to do that?
I don't know, Van Dijk. He's right there. Ask him yourself. Well, not for his own gain, it would seem.
Oh, who's then? Who could benefit?
Mr. Drebber is obviously lying in order to protect somebody.
My goodness, he's shielding someone?
Well, whoa, what'll I do without you?
Yes, my lord. And wait, was that an actual pun they made?
No, that was referencing he's a penguin. Oh, hello, Simple.
Oh,
You
simple.
missed it.
Oh,
We had a freak out. We saw the word simple.
and Sythe
Oh
in the
my
same
God.
sentence.
What?
What are the actually
God.
ha 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 ha. Where is it?
Not that long.
There.
Not that-
There it is. There it is.
Oh, something that can be compared with a simple chemical test. Is that right, Dr. Sythe? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Is this a GGP reference?
They know about GGP before GGP know about GGP.
It's someone who doesn't want the truth about the professor coming back to life to be exposed.
Well, Counselor, who is it then? Who is this witness trying to protect by lying about what he saw that night?
I don't know.
Gee, I wonder who it is.
I
Is it really
wonder
just
how,
Dr. Sythe?
I wonder why.
No.
It's the fucking Liebers. It's the fucking Liebers.
Shadow.
It's obviously not Bohemian Boy. Balthazar Lume.
Wait, his name is just Bohemian Boy.
He doesn't have a name. Bohemian Boy.
Oh, young prince of the royal family with an excessively long name.
Oh, because he couldn't
long
take note
time.
of the name because it's so long. That's why he's just Bohemian Boy.
Oh wow.
Bohemian Boy. What does Skipper call Mort again? Sad Eyes. Sad Eyes, right? You're Sad Eyes. Hey, Sad Eyes, get over here. Echo.
Echo? What?
Echo. It's quite echo. I wonder how. I wonder why.
It's the dead guy.
Is the dead guy? It's this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what?
Of course, he's trying to protect the Mr. Sythe, because who would lead to it? Mr. Sythe, because she's the person
listen,
who was
wait,
supposed to
hold
be
up.
after him.
Mr. Sythe, is there something you're not telling me here?
Mr. Sythe.
Wait, Mrs.
Take that.
You got a secret you want to tell me?
Good gracious.
Yes,
That's
I
really
actually
not
have
even-
it for.
Okay.
Wait.
12 inches. That's taller than me.
What?
I'm a penguin. I'm a penguin.
Take that. The obvious answer is Dr. Sythe.
Sythe.
But she's not here. She's the only one not here.
Whoa! Shut up!
What? Whatever do you mean?
Is that two? Is that two for the sim?
That's
This
two.
episode is too good for GGP. I swear.
It is. It all happened with like the span of 10 minutes. That's crazy. Imagine if the convict who'd been sentenced to death was not in fact killed. Imagine if that was come to light.
What are you insinuating?
And imagine if the convict in question was the country's most hated mass murderer. If it was the professor.
Genocide Jack.
That would be an unprecedented scandal.
Objection. This is beyond a joke. Need I point out that the dead cannot come back to life?
No shit.
Suggesting would mean that the execution never actually happened.
Yes,
Bullshit.
that's
This
exactly
can
what it
come
would
to life.
mean.
We've seen it with Maya.
Objection! I knew that. Once a man is sent to the gallows, he hangs. No one could escape, not in Great Britain.
Objection! But the fact is, there was a witness to the fact that the man did escape his hanging.
If that were really true, Counsel, the implications of misconduct would not stop us at the supervising coroner. It would taint the honor of the entire judiciary, from the ground up. I'm looking at you, Sythe.
And it's exactly because of those monumental repercussions that Dr. Sythe would consent to any demand made of her by someone who
Oh my
threatened to
gosh!
expose the
Damn.
secret.
Never mind.
What's this say?
Never mind. I'm dyslexic. I saw demand, but I thought it said Dan.
Why would he say Dan?
I don't know. I thought it was like Dem Dan. Like
Dim
damn.
dam,
It's
dim
like, I don't know.
dam, dimmadome.
He is condemned. Okay, whatever. I'm dyslexic or something. I don't know. I read it as Dan.
Even if
We're
that
never gonna
man
see
be
JPEG, though.
complicit in a crime.
We're never gonna
Yeah,
see JPEG in this
there's no
game.
internet.
This
There's no
cat-
internet.
Hey, you never know.
No, there
Maybe-
is internet.
Maybe in Ace Attorney
The
7.
spell just said there was internet. The spell said there was internet.
Hey, we're gonna see Shaked, so it's okay. I'm just
Oh,
looking at
shake.
names.
Did you shake? You shake the victim. There you go.
You mean...
Half.
Oh,
It's a half.
what do you mean? What do you mean?
I mean that Dr. Sythe wasn't collaborating in Mr. Drebber's wicked scheme. She was coerced into collaborating in order to protect her decade-old secret. She
She's an
switched
ass.
the dead body of Mr. Assman with a waxwork model and fabricated the autopsy report.
Oh!
That was really loud. Shut the fuck up next time.
Whoa.
Oh,
Win, I will fucking shove you into the corner and leave you there to die. So,
but I'm a penguin.
Lord Van Seeks! He's doing the...
kind of hungry, you
Your
know,
Honor,
for some
he's
penguin.
doing the thing with the leg
I
again.
should just chop you up.
No. Look at that sexy boot.
Pray forgive my freshly filled hollow chalice, and a whole raft of other discourtesies now.
Goodness me.
It's just the sort of tall-tale Londoners would enjoy, I grant you. An executed killer rising from the dead. A Scotland Yard cover-up, a conspiracy at the highest levels. So let me ask you one thing.
What's that?
If the condemned man really did emerge from his tomb that night, only to be shot in the chest, who pulled the trigger? And disposed of him forever?
Well, I have no idea at the moment. Fuck.
You wanna know a fun fact?
I have a little information to the work to work that are present. I think.
What's the fun fact?
Case in the series.
What, sorry?
What?
This is the second longest case in the series, and we're almost done.
It does feel pretty long, but I like it.
First longest case, which felt like forever. This one was a lot faster. This one felt a lot faster.
No, what Daniel? What did you say?
What did you say, Daniel?
It
Say that again, Daniel.
I'm not going to say that again. I just realized.
It's okay. It's okay. It's on stream. It's on stream. It's fine.
Fuck.
No, I know what he's.
Fuck. No. I couldn't agree more.
Why, hello there, gay boy.
Oh, Bailey is no place for wild fantasy.
Oh, it surely isn't.
Yeah, Daniel.
Ah.
And have you considered this? my learned Nipponese friend.
Considered what?
You realize just what a dangerous endeavor it would be to how do you say that word? Coerce this woman into such criminal activity.
Oh my god. I'm throwing. I'm throwing.
What? Oh, God damn it.
It's tantamount to declaring war on the entire British police force and judiciary.
Quite hard to imagine any sum of money must be offered for research get warranted, damn it.
No, it's more Patrick. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, actually, it's starting to sound a bit like Patrick. To rely on some stage deception when so much is at stake would be madness. Well, I suppose.
This was no petty crime either. The victim was murdered. A man who had already invested money in the venture and would be instrumental in future profits too.
I can kill you in over 700 ways. That's just with my bare hands. Yes, I had no reason to kill Mr. Assman at all. Or are you forgetting that his death results in me receiving not a single penny? The court is already aware of the contract between myself and the victim, no.
That is a contract that's very true.
The motive for this case runs deep, though. I can feel it.
Shit, I should have said bear flippers.
Bear flippers. Oh, yeah. You know how people make variations of the chicanery meme?
Yeah.
They should do that with the...
Chicanery.
What a sick joke! That lemur switched the parchment!
I am not crazy. I knew he switched those bodies. Is this Otto?
It's me? Oh, using threats to force the head of the forensic investigation team to cooperate is extreme. Especially for the government grants he had no guarantee of receiving in the first place.
If the research grant was the aim, taking Mr. Assman's life would have made no sense anyway. Which means, Mr. Dreper's motive wasn't money at all. He was just trying to kill Mr. Assman. But why? What was his motive then?
Your time is up, my learned friend. I'd say you have one last chance before the jury lose their patience with this charade.
How many more corns will that young girl Cobb eat before she loses her patience?
Let's see if you can back up your heady proposal, shall we?
Wait, did you see that dodge? He dodged the glass.
Wow,
How do you explain why this engineer would throw all caution to the wind and threaten his own country?
I can imagine like the animators are like testing this out and they realize, wait a second, that glass is gonna hit the apprentice.
Oh.
At this point, I'm not prepared to listen to more of this outlandish conjecture without proof. So, counsel, present your evidence.
Alright, who exactly was Mr. Assman to Dreper? There's a connection there that no one's seen yet, and I'm going to have to present 2 pieces of evidence to show what it is. 2!
Oh shit. 2. That's a big number. You can't even count.
Yes, my
You
lord.
can't even get... Guys.
The
I literally can't count.
He can't say.
Stop
He can't say
dying.
count. He can't, it seems he's unable to say count.
I literally don't even have fingers. I can't count to 2.
That's true. Okay, so this is one of them, because it clearly says Assman there. And where's the second piece of evidence? I wonder.
That establishes the motive and explains why the witness wanted the victim dead is here.
Look at how sexy he
there's-
is.
Zombie
present-
flesh, right there.
Oh my god, that does look like zombie flesh. Rotten flesh.
That's Aaron Yeager's cape, goddammit.
So let's present this first. Take that! It's this newspaper article, my lord.
Throw me!
That was written 10 years ago, and every detail has been examined already. How can it possibly tell us?
Is that how we summon Simple? You say,
Blow me!
That triple should not have been written. It's typical gutter press nonsense that means nothing.
yes, on its own, it isn't particularly significant. However, when considered alongside another piece of evidence, it will completely explain your motive for wanting Mr. Assman dead.
What other evidence?
Counsel, you will present your supplementary evidence without delay. The evidence which, when cross-referenced with the newspaper article, explains a motive for the dead.
I mean, I guess we just present anything that has his name on it.
That one.
This one.
It's not that simple, you know.
Yeah, he's that simple.
Always.
Okay. But really, there isn't anything else here with his. Oh wait, actually, this has his name on it. But I feel like this has, you know, the other thing has more to do with the relationship than the autopsy report. So.
We were not in a relationship. I like women.
I mean,
Sure you do. Oops. A
what were we trying to
heterosexual
prove? We're
male
trying
and
to
ace
prove
attorney?
that-
Impossible. What, sorry?
so we're trying to link them together. Cross reference with the news article established voted for the dead.
I say this is
the-
like this establishes a connection, of course, you know, because they're both in the same article. This guy wrote it, and
Yeah.
Drebber is there. The same way
But there's
that
also, like,
both
the
of their
sign-
names are in the same document here. You know what I mean?
The signature as well.
Oh, that the signature. Oh, oh! I didn't notice that. The signatures are there too. Wow.
Yeah.
Good eye.
You know what? You know what'd be a
Yeah.
big plot twist? If Ass Man was actually a Tits Man.
It's in this contract, my lord, Mr. Drebber. This is the contract you signed with Mr. Titsman.
Whoa, Mr. Titsman. Yes, that's right. Yeah, the very documented fact. It proves I had no reason to kill the man. Mama, I killed the man.
No, I'm afraid not.
What?
There's something very significant that this newspaper and the article have in common. Tits.
I sometimes wish.
Really?
And it's that common link
Booba.
that shows very clearly why you were determined to kill Mr. Odie Assman.
It seems the defense has uncovered something the rest of us have missed.
I just realized if you add an S to Odie, it's not, and you keep it as tits, it's like Odie's tits, man.
I will shit fury all over you, and you will drown in it. You're fucking dead, you know.
So, my learned friend, point out what these two pieces of evidence have in common.
Your mom.
Where
The-
exactly is the link between this newspaper article and the contract?
the
They're
signature.
both about man who likes tits.
I don't
So
like
pointed
tits.
to
I'm more of a Medusi man.
Take that! What
Penguins
these
don't have
two
tits.
pieces of evidence have in common is a signature.
A signature?
The signature on the illustration that accompanies the 10-year-old article and the signature on the contract belong to the same person.
What?
What?
Ah,
As the court has heard, this illustration was drawn 10 years ago by the newspaper reporter who found Mr. Drebber and interviewed him about his ordeal. If you look closely, the reporter's signature can be seen in the bottom right corner of the drawing.
objection. How am I supposed to hold a pencil with my flippers?
Good point. And if you look just use your beak. And if you look closely at the contract here, which was signed between the witnesses and the victims last year, you can clearly see Mr. Assman's signature at the bottom.
Let me see now. Oh, good lord, yes, they're identical.
In short, the journalist who drew the illustration and wrote the article published about Mr. Drebber 10 years ago was the victim of this case, Mr. Odie Assman.
Ah! Oh, now I'm at my normal height.
Objection! But explain to the court why. Why would that constitute a motive for the witness to murder Asman?
Well, if you think back, you'll remember that Mr. Drebber talked about that article in his testimony.
Grave robbing, you say?
Yes, them and ate their livers.
That is quite beyond the pale. You would invite divine retribution, sir.
Enough.
Could you say that again?
I suffered retribution enough. I lost 3 of my greatest men that day. The Daily Circus eventually unearthed my name and put it in print. Wait a second. It caused me a great many headaches. In the end, I have to leave the university.
5 years ago, I lost three men in the blink of an eye, and the whole world just fucking watched. Are you familiar with that symbol?
No.
No.
I recognize it, but
Modern Warfare 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that Afro Circus. That was the only paper with the bad grades that identified me ambiguously, I might add. Then I gave him my dream of becoming a scientist, and it was all because of that newspaper article. Not.
At the time, you were a student of the University of London who dreamt of becoming a scientist. However, this single newspaper article changed your entire life.
Oh.
So, Mr. Ashman used to be a newspaper journalist, did he?
He did, my lord. In fact, it's a widely held belief that Asman managed to position himself at the heart of his criminal network, thanks to the many dubious connections he made during his time as a reporter.
So you had to give up on your dream and leave university. You lost everything. Eventually, you found yourself working in the field of science, but only in the shadows. And all because of that article written by Mr. Assman.
Enough! Wee! Stop this endless drivel about my life.
What?
Explain yourself,
I don't-
Mr. Drebber.
I don't have that long to live anyway. Penguins only live for like 10 years. Yes, it's true. I have to leave the university as a result of that article.
Oh my god, that's heartbreaking.
But it was just the straw that broke the camel's back.
What do you mean?
I had a camel friend named... Almost every student of science of the faculty was too poor to actually conduct any research. But they struggled on their own hypothesis anyway. We all did, only to have them taken by vultures. Literal vultures, by the way. Sooner or later, you knew your ideas would be stolen and patented by some wretcher or other, after all. No, I'm wrong. Sorry, 6 years.
Oh my god. Okay, to be fair, it's very hard to live in one of the coldest environments known to man.
Good gracious.
Making a name for yourself as a scientist in a climate like that
Climate.
was a miracle only select few geniuses could ever hope to achieve, like my best friend Kowalski. Personally, I wasn't one of those geniuses, so it was hardly a wrench, because he died in the accident. Being forced out of the university because of Lowgate was the best thing that could have happened to me.
Objection! Mr. Drebber, do you genuinely believe that?
Of course I do. Who better place to know whether or not I possess a talent for science than me?
I'm sorry to say that your words don't ring true at all.
Well, I'm something of a scientist myself. How dare you?
And I have evidence to prove it.
How are you in a position to say anything about me? I don't know you from Adam. What? What's Adam?
I don't know.
Fine. If you think you have evidence, go ahead. What could you possibly have to disprove the idea that I was happy to leave the university because I lacked talent? I totally wasn't carried by my three buddies. or anything.
Is it the trophy?
Yeah, because it says, yeah, one scientist, wee!
And he was young, but then he wasn't young, and people hated him. Take that!
I'm only 6 years old.
Do you remember this, Mr. Drebber? We found it at your
How old is
workshop.
Hey, that's Kowalski's, not mine.
Is that a Royal Society trophy for excellence in science?
What exactly is this trophy, Council?
It's the greatest honor that can be bestowed on a young scientist, my lord.
Ah,
There's no higher accolade. It recognizes emerging talent and promises a bright future.
Good gracious.
Your prospects for the future were excellent, weren't they, Mr. Drebber? Because even then, you were a genius in your field.
ah.
But you lost everything. you had no more future. Your talent would go to waste.
You don't need
All
to
as a
keep on
result
rubbing it in, boy.
of this one newspaper article. I don't know when you realized who Mr. Assman was, but when it dawned on you that he was the same journalist who 10 years ago ruined your life, it's abundantly clear that you had no intention of forgiving the man.
What a sick joke! The truth is,
Finally, he's going to fold.
What? Who are they holding it for?
Huh?
Oh.
Whoa!
Oh!
I like how we did like a full turn around the entire courtroom, only to end back here on the defendant's bench.
I thought it was gonna be a Francisco when someone comes in like, I have the evidence.
Oh yeah.
Would it be though? It's like no Iris. By the way, Iris just disappeared from this case halfway through. She's like, bye bye.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Guys, I have better thing to do. Bye bye. You. Fine. Clearly this run its course now.
what? What?
I admit it. All of it.
What?
What are you doing?
It's exactly as the Japanese man said. I was coerced into going along with this man's plot to murder the victim. On the condition it kept my dirty secret from 10 years ago. Van Gix?
No.
Why are you having a seizure, Judge?
Dr. Sythe, do you realize what you're saying, woman?
It's all true. A day. When I arrived at the Crystal Tower and I saw that birdcage, my heart nearly stopped beating.
Oh man, I wish it did stop beating.
The memory from a decade ago that I had done my best to bury deep inside me was the professor again, staring at me in the face. And then, before I had a chance to react, I noticed something else. It was a note, tucked inside a model's jacket. Dr. Sythe, will go on with my plan. Someone who knows the truth about what really happened that night 10 years ago. All the instructions were in the note. Every detail was meticulously written out. I had no choice but to do what it said. I made the necessary alternations to the scene and fabricated the autopsy report as instructed. There was really no other choice. It had to be done to protect the jury. I can only apologize now.
Damn, you got the whole courtroom laughing.
Get that whole crowd hating on her.
Why on earth would you buckle now, soldier?
Well, there's no point trying to hide it anymore, is there? I wouldn't have done anything to stop it coming out.
Whoa.
Even collaborate with a murderer. But great lie about the executions 10 years ago has been exposed. Whatever happens, I'm finished.
So then, Mr. Drebber, what do you say to that? Your accomplice has admitted to everything.
Surely it goes without saying.
You admit your part in it too, then. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Ow!
I admit nothing! At all!
What?
What? Is he like Abla?
God, that the kinesis machine was ripped to shreds by an explosion. Sure to be admitted to a crime, there's really no possible way for you to prove I did anything wrong.
No!
Yeah, that's right, bitch. Fuck you.
Order! Order! Order!
Darn. Whatever this man says, I admit everything. Threatened to expose my secrets, I went along with his plan. Lord Van Zeeks,
Oops.
I hope you'll accept my apologies. What happens next is in your hand, of course.
That's really kinky, by the way.
What?
I've heard more than enough now. I hereby present the final findings of this court. This trial is not the proper forum in which to pursue the alleged wrongdoings of Mr. Drebber. The defendant is Professor Albert Hairbrain.
Yeah, they already took the whole case and turned it upside down. Like,
Yeah. Completely forgot.
Fun bitch.
Von bitch. Hey. Very true. It had slipped my mind.
Isn't he one of
Like
your
you didn't
closest
say that the last
friends?
couple of sessions.
As the court has heard, Dr. Sythe has admitted to the alleged allegations brought by the defense, thereby absolving the defendant of any possible guilt.
You mean...
At the present time, it is not the conclusion of this court that the defendant was not involved in any wrongdoing. Does the prosecution have any objection?
He just elbows him in the face by accident.
None, my lord.
Oh, congratulations, Mr. Nahudo. You've proven Professor Hybern's innocence.
Without further ado, then, the adjudication. Unless the prosecution or defense have any other matters to discuss.
I don't know. This doesn't feel quite right. Why did Dr. Sythe suddenly admit to it like that?
Is everything alright, Mr. Nahudo?
Like you said before, the way the trial is set to an end now, the judge will certainly deliver a verdict of not guilty. But is that really what we want? What the defense should be pushing for now is...
I read that really inappropriately.
What do you mean?
Immediate.
Oh,
something else.
yeah. Okay. I'm not actually sure what this is, what we're supposed to say. On one hand, Julia says the case is almost over, but on the other, maybe we should. We don't want to let.
Further testimony.
Yeah. Because we don't want to let Mr. Drebber off the hook just yet. For all we know, once this case ends, he could be. He could flee the court, and we'll never see him again. Objection! The defense objects to the trial ending at this time, my lord.
I beg your pardon?
We demand one final testimony.
What?
You mean?
You do realize I'm about to adjudicate in favor of your kind, I presume?
Fun bitch.
What are you playing at now, my Nipponese friend? Why would you want to obstruct the conclusion of the trial at this point? No defense lawyer in his right mind would do that.
Mr. Nahudo, what exactly are you thinking?
The truth, the whole truth, and a way to bring it all out into the open.
Right.
Left.
Right.
Yes, in hindsight.
Oh, yes, one word of warning before I go. If in the course of the trial this afternoon you perceive even a shadow of doubt about the truth, don't let it out of your sight. Pursue it like a dog with a boner.
No. Van bitch. Oh, John says Van bitch, not nice. Sad face.
Guys, I've been saying it for the past 5 streams. Why are you commenting on it now?
You should.
John's so cute. Man, bitch, not nice. Pretend you understand. Do not falter whatever may come to pass.
I'm sure Mr. Sholmes knew. He must have deduced that this would happen. Yes, I'm here in court to advocate for my client and to secure an acquittal. Now, Shaw, before you call him, call him properly. There we go.
Wannabe Edgeworth.
That's not nice at all. But that's not all. That's not nice at all. I believe that I have a duty to the court to pursue the whole truth of the case until every last detail is laid bare.
Oh, I want to be laid bare.
And that is why the defense calls for further testimony from Dr. Sythe.
Testimony for me. About what?
Your mom.
About the nature of your collaboration with Mr. Enoch Drebber.
Then, in case it's escaped your attention, I've already admitted for everything I did. The whole truth has already been revealed. So stop wasting everyone's time. As his lordship made it very plain, your client will get the acquittal just as you wanted for him. Simply no point in protecting this business.
Protracting.
How do you say that? Protesting? Anyway, this business further with another tedious cross-examination.
Objection.
The court does nothing
Finished
about
it.
it. It's just throwing shit.
Another. Pray forgive my careless handling of that hollowed bottle. I slipped.
That's what you call it?
What is your objection, Lord Van Zeeks?
The prosecution also calls for supplementary testimony from the witness.
Don't be stupid.
Foolish fool.
If there is more to this case than has yet come to light, then I will join my learned friend in pursuing the facts until the bitter end.
Oops.
What?
Lord Van
Red.
Zeeks.
This is most irregular, to say the least. However, as the prosecution also calls for it, I will uphold the request. Dr. Sythe, you will testify for the court, explaining the full extent of your involvement in the murder apparently committed by Mr. Drebber.
I very well.
Yeah, that's right.
It's good to see that you're very well.
Okay, fine. Von Leech and Mr. Wannabe
Von
Penguin
Leechen.
but it's actually just the corpse fled into the scene.
Oh, I have a penguin.
It all
He's just a
began
furry.
the scene where Okay, furry wannabe. Anyway, it all began at the scene where I saw the waxwork and the note tucked inside the jacket. The actual body of the victim was indicated in the note instructions. Was beneath the experimental stage. The body had arranged in a certain way to implicate the defend, which was my job. I unleashed with the help of the entire forensic investigation team to dress the scene appropriately. Truth about the execution 10 years ago is a select secret of the highest level I had to protect.
So I was right. The stage and the machine were all specially designed for the deception.
So it seems, and all meticulously prepared, you did well to see through it. A very shoveled boy.
Shoveled? So kind of you to
I'm
say.
shoveling, goes and take a shovel and bury it in the ground.
Oh, damn.
And what's about the autopsy report then? All I did was record the location of the body as being in the Crystal Tower instead of under the stage. That's all? That's a terrible corruption! Only my team were aware of the deceit, and only under my explicit explanation. Nobody else at Scotland Yard knew anything about it, I assure you.
We must be thankful for small mercies, I suppose. Well, I believe that testimony has clarified everything. There's no particular need for a cross-examination, I would say.
No, I disagree. I can't shake the feeling that something's wrong. Just look at the expression on Dr. Sythe's face. Ugh. That's a
Got
weird
problem,
smile.
boy? Between the shovel boy?
It's the Oh yeah, I'll get the shovel all right. The way you're shoveling bullshit into my mouth.
Ew! Oh, God!
If the
Ew.
defense
Next
is
thing,
right
it's gonna
to
be dirt. Next thing, it's gonna be dirt.
it's gonna be what?
Dirt. Because I'm gonna bury you 6 feet under.
That's the sound of being muffled because there's dirt in my mouth. It's the defense's right to cross-examine any witness following testimony.
This is about you Japanese that make you so doggedly persistent.
Very well. If you so desire, Counsel, proceed with the cross-examination.
Yes, my lord.
Alright, let's do this, gay boy. Press the third one.
Hold it!
And be prepared. This is the hardest contradiction in this duology, probably, honestly.
Oh shit, okay.
Be prepared.
When you say
Hey, I'm gonna
arranged,
pull all my game A game.
when you say arranged, I presume you mean with this.
Yes, the instruction in the engineer's note said something along those lines. Fabricate some evidence, make it clear that Hybrin alone could have killed Arslan.
So you mean that was your doing?
Okay, yeah. Fetch Hybrin's ridiculous screwdriver from the stage. And check it with me, alone, in the abyss under the stage where the birdcage has fallen.
Alone, Doctor.
It didn't feel like it would be appropriate to involve anybody else in the particular part of the deception.
Whoa.
There's a void under the stage where I found a birdcage lying in the dirt. I approached it, leaned down and slowly opened it up. Then I took the screwdriver in both hands and plucked it into the man's chest.
Ow.
And then you noted that in your fake autopsy report as a fictitious cause of death.
Exactly.
So the actual cause of death was...
The trauma resulting from a 30-foot drop.
My word.
What is it, Mrs. Sato? Oops.
Something about what is this? Something about Dr. Sythe's last statement is playing on my mind, that's all.
Yes, mine too.
So
Who's
cold.
rubbing their hands together?
It's so cold.
You're like that old man. You're like that old man to be like.
John says, this is my sister's favorite part. Ooh.
Oh, is it?
I don't know. Dr. Sythe. Oh, Dr. Sythe!
There's really no need to. Shut up. There's really no need to shout.
Dr.
I can hear
Sythe!
you perfectly well. Can you fucking shut the fuck up? I can hear you.
Dr. Syphilis.
2 meters.
Dr. Mommy.
Insolent man.
The defense calls for you to add what you just said to your formal testimony.
Okay, fine. Insolent man. Wait. Which part?
Did he call us insults?
Insults?
Insolent man.
Oh, okay.
I said, oh,
Oh,
which
really?
part?
Okay.
They call me Mr. Steal Your Girl.
What I want her to supplement her testimony with is... What did she do to the victim?
I think what she did to the victim, because usually in those type of cases, we're trying to find, like, maybe the hand gesture wasn't right, because she's saying she took both her hands and thumb in his stomach. I don't
I
want
call
to
for
stop
this
it.
as well. How you stabbed Mr. Aspen in the chest. That part.
Fine, if that's what you want. There's really no need to point.
Proceeds
You
to
too!
line.
Well. Von
The
Leech.
prosecution concurs.
Very well. You will supplement your testimony now, witness.
Yeah, if you wish, my lord.
All right, bring us home, gay boys. This is the last present thingy.
Gay boy.
Bring us home.
I stood over the victim's corpse where it lay in the toppled cage and plunged the. You know, why don't you read this, Shah? Why am I reading your line?
Wait, why should I read it?
Because it's your character.
Stood over the victim's corpse where he lay in the troubled cage and plugged in a screwdriver into the chest.
Now let me get this straight. Let's look at the body.
You can't
Unlike
be
you.
straight. You can't be straight.
You.
It's in the heart. Shot for the heart.
Okay.
Okay, so it's going to flush the screw into the chest. Well, it's in the chest. Then
So-
how did he get it out? It was under the bird cage. Like, it was under the stage, so how did it appear there? The depth was 30 meters fall. What the fuck? Who's banging on my window?
That's really scary, Shaw. Holy shit. I can hear that too.
Wait, I thought that was simple. I thought simple was like kicking a tray or something.
Someone was knocking on my window.
Let me in. I want to play Ace Attorney.
No. What the fuck is going on outside? Let them be.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. No, I won't give you a hint.
Okay, so. Okay, shut up!
Okay, and then let's look at the cage. Alright, so my first thought is, how the fuck did she reach in and like stab
Yeah,
him?
it's not open.
It's not open, and like she'd have to like squeeze her way in. Like I can imagine her like struggling to wriggle her way in. It's
What
like
was that? I was like, and then muted. All right, gay boys. All right. Well, each other.
There must be some difference between the cage here and this cage.
I'll give you a big hint. This is very similar. Each other.
Shaw? Shaw, we
Oh, well.
need you here. We need you to hear this. Oh, she muted.
I'm here.
It's very similar to the ending of Rise from the Ashes. That's what I'm gonna say.
Could you remind us on what the ending of the Rise of the Ashes was?
No.
Wait, what was the end of Rise of the Ashes? Wait, what were the characters in Rise of the Ashes? Remember, I'm not good with remembering
Well,
the
somebody got
titles.
impaled. That's for sure. Right?
JPEG, just tell me who are the characters so I can correlate the case.
Cal.
Oh.
Emma. Lana.
Blah. Lana. Okay, wait, so it was investigations? It was
No.
with the statue?
What's that? Yeah. I think that's what you're thinking of, yeah.
Hmm.
This one is not so much. How do I explain this one? So you remember there was that one contradiction where it's like Zuma had his fist closed or whatever, right? So like when he fell, he had his fist closed or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
That shouldn't be possible.
Oh! If he fell, and actually no, I lost it. I had a brain fart.
No, continue, Shot.
No, wait, I had a brain fart. It to recollect my thoughts.
Continue, you're on the right track.
If he fell, wow, what did I want to say? Something with
You're on the right track.
Something about falling the opposite way, and there's like no way. Cause okay, if we're talking about like Azuma, his case was that he fell, so there's no way his feet will be clenched because hands don't clench or something like that. It would have been the opposite way.
So if he fell, why is his monocle still on his eye? I don't know.
No.
Alright, fine.
It's not about falling. Okay, it's not falling. Okay, sorry, that was misleading. It's just a contradiction similar to that nature, but not about falling.
Uh,
Oh well, it's not about the body falling.
Wait.
That's what I'm saying.
What? Okay, this is a stretch, but why does the blood drip downwards?
oh, yeah, I was about to say, I was like,
Daniel,
Yeah?
I was about to say.
10 points to Gryffindor.
Oh my god.
Oh no! Don't say it.
Lay it in the
I wanted
toppled
to say
cage.
it.
That's not how gravity works.
I wanted to say it.
Ah. Too slow.
Too slow. You used Franziska's line against
Yeah,
me.
but it wasn't even you who said that. Actually, it was I remember this.
Me!
Yeah, it was simple.
No, it was Franziska who said too slow.
No, it was.
Friend
It was.
Simple, Friend Simple won Karma.
But I'm pretty sure it was what's her name?
What?
What's her name?
What?
What are
Yeah,
her?
typical Daniel, forgetting women's names.
No. I swear.
Oh, is it one of the other people?
Yeah, one of the other people.
You're the dead news.
Yes, anyway. So, as Daniel said, if the body fell downwards and like is on the back, how did the blood drip as if he was standing?
Yeah. Which means that he wasn't stabbed when he was on the floor, but rather while he was standing in a standing position. So.
Yeah.
Objection! I've got a nasty feeling. Ugh! That this inconsistency points to an extremely uncomfortable truth.
What on earth is the matter, Council? Have you lost your tongue?
I apologize, my lord. Dr. Sythe, in that last statement of yours, there's just one point that seems to defy explanation. Okay, never mind.
Lacks explanation. Mr. Von Leech.
Out
Vixen?
with it, my learned friend.
There's an
You break
obvious inconsistency between your description and this photograph,
Look at this photograph.
which shows that the victim in the birdcage following the events that led to his death.
Objection.
Objection, Minos. We're not objects.
The court has already examined that photo in depth. There's nothing new we can learn from it.
Objection! Yes, we have already considered it, that's true. But now we know the facts to be different.
What do you mean?
Yes, what he said. I believe we should let the defense explain. Where in this photograph would we see the alleged inconsistency with the witness's statement?
In this chest.
We're in this photograph!
I guess I just pointed this
I
to
think
the
upper,
drip.
a bit up.
Here
up,
then?
Yeah. No, like, a bit down. Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Take that!
It was a stretch. You said it was a stretch and it was right.
What, sorry?
You said it was a stretch and it was right.
It was. No, clearly I was talking
I
about the
did say it
blood. You know,
was a
the
stretch.
blood stretched. You know, that's a stretch. Look closely at the blood stain on the victim's chest. It clearly extends in a downwards direction towards the man's feet.
Why is that significant, Council?
If the
If the victim was stabbed moments before the kinesis machine was set in motion, that's entirely expected. Oh! Of course! No, that's not what happened!
Exactly, my lord. Dr. Sythe made it very clear in her testimony just now that the point at which he stole Professor Hairbrain's screwdriver and stabbed the victim was after the grand depiction was set in motion, when the birdcage had fallen below the stage out of sight. From the shape of it, it's clear that the birdcage would have fallen on its side after the 30-foot drop, and if the victim had really been stabbed whilst inside the birdcage in that position,
Stop calling it birdcage.
the blood from the wound would have spread out equally in all directions. For it to have formed the longitudinal appearance we see in the picture is inconceivable.
Wait, guys. John said that's me banging Shaw's window.
John, no! You can't! No, you can, just because I insulted one of your favorite characters doesn't mean you can come.
Given that the victim's blood seeped vertically downwards from the wound, it must be the case that when you stabbed Mr. Assman, he was standing up. In short, Dr. Sythe, your latest testimony was a total fabrication! Camera pans. I knew it! I knew it. I was right. Now I've identified that contradiction. There's only one way to explain the facts. We've all been under a great misapprehension here.
What? What sort of misapprehension?
Dr. Sythe. You claim you were coerced into helping Mr. Drebber as a result of the note he left in the waxwork. You claim that you made changes to the scene of the crime to implicate the defendant. And you claim that you authored a fake autopsy report to cover your tracks. But one of those claims is an out-and-out lie. Because the question of what the bloodstain really tells us has only one possible answer.
If that is the case, what is it, man?
Counsel, you've clearly struck upon a revelation. Now tell the court what it is, man. What part of Dr. Sythe's story is shown to be a lie by the contradiction in her testimony?
Just, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Manitoba's here. This is hype AF shot as Dr. Sythe is perfect.
Yeah.
Aw, thank you. I know I love selling cement. That's my job.
Welcome, Manitoba.
Stabbing the victim, because we talked about like she didn't stab him like when he was on the ground.
Yes,
Stabbed
but
him
it
when
could
he
be
was-
it could be a trick question.
Are you trying to trick me?
No, no, Sean. The game is. Please. All right, well, let's try it.
Yes,
I'm gonna be tricked. Not today.
The answer is very simple if you consider this simple. If you consider the sequence of events. If, when the victim was stabbed, the blood from the wound seeped downwards as it did, we can be sure that the victim must have been either sitting or standing upright at the time.
But, as you rightly pointed out, Birdcage would have fallen on its side when it fell beneath the stage.
Yes, it would, which tells us that the victim must have been in that position of his own accord.
Objection! That's impossible. The man was dead, remember?
No, that is the misapprehension. When the birdcage fell from the stage into the void below, it must have hit the ground with considerable force.
He's a zombie.
God. Oh my God. He's alive.
Is this supposed to be a parallel to how Mr. Drebber witnessed the guy like getting out of his grave in the same position?
Maybe.
Huh, I see what you did there, writers. But Mr. Asman didn't die in the fall.
Oh, Manitoba says, I love it when there are 4 or 5 of you.
I love it too.
Basically saying we're not enough.
So when there's 3 of us, you don't like
You
it?
don't like it? Huh? He probably lost consciousness for a while. But when he came around, he got to his feet to climb out of the cage.
See?
Just as Dr. Sythe appeared.
Or the shadows.
If the victim was in fact alive at that point in time, it changes everything.
I'll kill you. Dead.
This is just like, who got the last hit in? Ah, it's like the Sakura thing again. Ah! Sakura
Mr.
Pinata.
Oh yeah. Pinata. Mr. O.D. Aspen's killer wasn't the defendant, Professor Albert Harebrain, nor was it the mastermind behind the stage trickery, Mr. Enoch Drebber. It was you, Dr. Courtney Sythe.
Wait, that means I'm not going to jail.
You are. You're coming with me.
Order!
No!
Order! Can this possibly be true?
No, it can't. Have you been taking me for a foolish fool who does foolish things? It was you, wasn't it? You killed him. I don't even have fingers. How can I kill him?
You hope that by admitting to be an accomplice in Mr. Drebber's scheme, the trial would end before you were accused of a far worse crime. Cold-blooded
What are you,
murder.
Luke at me? What are you, Luke at me?
Oh, you shut up.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what that look at me
You're desperate now. You're making all this up as if I would do something like this.
Objection! Oh, that's you.
I assure you, the defense is not desperate, Doctor. You're the one who's desperate. Huda has established the facts using evidence and logic alone.
Facts and logic?
Logic? Don't make me laugh.
What is wrong with the logic, huh?
Chess. I do not like chess. The big hole in it.
What? What do you mean?
Holy meat.
I'd have thought it was obvious. A motive, boy. You're lacking a motive. Possible reason could have to kill Mr. Asman.
Asman was involved in any number of criminal activities, from coercion to theft to murder. But there is no known connection to Dr. Sythe there.
I'm rather relieved to say it does seem somewhat far-fetched.
True, there's no obvious motive, but there's still something in the back of my mind. I feel sure I've seen something somewhere that hints why the coroner might have done this.
Oh boy.
Yes. I might have tampered with the crime scene and concanted a fake report. But murdering someone for no reason is a very different story.
Objection!
It's your mom.
No, when you question what possible reason you could have for wanting to kill Mr. Asman, something did come to mind.
What?
What was it, Counsel? Enlighten the court at once.
Yes, we saw it yesterday, didn't we? Something that seemed strange, but we had no reason to suspect it at the time. There's a particular object that explains why Dr. Sythe would have wanted to kill Mr. Asman. Oh, the scalpels! Yeah.
Why the scalpels?
I don't know. Actually, wait. I mean, remember that she got like hundreds of orders of scalpels per month for some reason? I don't know why.
What? Oh yeah, she did. Like staying away in her cage forever. And he's like, no, I'm tired of this bullshit. Kills him.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. Press it. Don't second guess yourself, Daniel.
Well, sorry, but that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay.
No, not load, not load.
Oh god, that could have been really bad.
That could have been really bad.
Oh my god, you got a heart attack there. Oh,
Okay.
oh shit. Oh my god.
It's a scalpel.
You almost killed JPEG.
Or rather, scalpels.
Did you
Say it, say it. No, he...
What? Say what?
I thought he was gonna say, what do you mean?
Aw.
Did you say scalpels?
It would appear that word has struck a chord, Doctor.
Ew. Come on. Out with it.
It was yesterday when we visited your laboratory. Look at this big thick book here. Big thick book.
I thought you were gonna say big thick boy here. It appears to be a accounting ledger. It's the record of the forensic investigation team spending, I think. Oh?
What is it?
It's clear that the team purchases various equipment and supplies for a monthly basis, but the entry seems rather strange.
Really? In what way?
You're buying 500 scalpels every month?
What if?
Oh, epic memory, Daniel.
What if? Okay. What if Asman is the professor and they're buying 500 scalpels every month because they need to do plastic surgery on him to change his face every day? I don't know.
No, again with the number 5. What does this case have with number 5?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Five comes on a lot. Sythe is underrated, says John. Yeah.
F is a girl does.
500 scalpels a month?
At first, I wondered what on earth you could be using that many scalpels for. But actually, I realize now it's not the scalpels themselves that are significant. It's the money for them, disappearing every month from the department's accounts.
You got a lot of body hair, don't you?
Asman's criminal organization relied heavily on extortion for its funding. tracing the money from the forensics investigation team's account to find out where it was going would be extremely straightforward.
10 years ago, when Mr. Aspen was still a journalist and wrote this article about Mr. Drebber, he may well have stumbled upon information as he was researching the story. Information relating to Dr. Sythe's darkest secret that he would use to rack money from her for the next decade.
Her darkest secret? Good lord! You mean...
I don't know what happened on the night of that execution 10 years ago, but clearly the opportunity to rid yourself of that menace was too tempting to pass up. So in the end, you weren't coerced at all, were you? Wow. So in the end, you weren't coerced at all, were you? You did it entirely of your own free will. You stabbed Mr. Aspen in the heart with all your might to silence the blackmailer who knew your dark secret forever.
Damn it! Never understand. None of you. What we've had to keep covered up all these years. Quiet.
No breakdown. What the frick?
Doesn't get.
Why no breakdown?
That's it.
Doesn't do.
Why no breakdown?
Well, I guess she's a woman of few words.
We're a blue ball. Or maybe he'll break down.
As very little of the machine remains after it was ripped apart by the bomb, the truth of this case can never be properly established unless you speak out.
I can't believe you lied to us
If
circus
you decide
folk.
not to, it's very possible that Courtney Sythe will escape punishment for her crimes. So, please, sir, own up to what you've done and tell the court the truth of what happened.
Eh.
10 years ago, you told the truth, and you were robbed of a bright and successful future as a result. I can certainly understand your bitterness and your consternation now. However, this is surely the chance you've been waiting for, to sever the hold that fate's had over you all these years.
That's a pretty epic line.
Super high voltage instantaneous kinesis. I mean, really. Reminds me of my old friend Kowalski. It's the addled-brained mock scientists that are the worst, you know. They don't recognize the fact that they don't have talent. They can't even get that right. And so they end up chasing impossible dreams, having unbridled faith in their abilities. They go on and on about the wonderful hypothesis, their stupid eyes shining like a little child's. They make me sick. I can't abide their foolishness.
Careful, Mr. Drebber.
Ugh. I was particularly pleased with that kinesis machine. It made for quite a show, didn't it?
So you admit it. You admit that it was nothing more than a sham made for the purpose of killing the victim?
Yes, I admit it. I did it all in the name of revenge.
Revenge for the future that Mr. Aspen's article had deprived you of 10 years earlier. But the revenge you sought didn't stop at Aspen, did it?
One leech.
Which is where that very particular waxwork comes in. Yes, I see.
The commandment convicted you that you saw a rising from the grave in Lowgate Cemetery 10 years ago. Your account of those events were all true.
Then obviously Scotland Yard couldn't afford to acknowledge what had happened. Even if it meant discrediting a bright young man and crushing any future career he might have had.
So your plan required that you abduct that particular waxwork model in order to exact your revenge on Scotland Yard as well, or in Dr. Sythe to be precise.
It was a year ago. By some extraordinary twist of fate, Aspen turned up to my workshop. He didn't remember who I was, of course. He just wanted to employ my services as an engineer. And he happened to have a paper with him. An article on the front page caught my eye about the coroner who handled the bogus autopsy being appointed head of the new forensic team. When I learned that news,
Oops.
my cognitive process something started to devise that plan.
A horrid tale.
He robbed me of my future, so I wanted to use the man's own wiles against him for revenge. And I have that rotten Scotland Yard eating out of my hand at the same time. Out of my flippers at the same time, sorry. I wanted them all to suffer the same humiliation I'd had to suffer. I lost 3 of my brothers that day, and I still miss them.
Phew.
Your actions against those who'd ruin your future were justified as revenge, at least to yourself. Certainly, no one has the right to destroy another's prospects, especially for purely selfish gain. And yet, in carrying out your plan, you did exactly that to someone else, didn't you?
Did I?
Professor Harebrain's only crime was passion for his hypothesis, but you had no compunction about sacrificing his future to effect your revenge. You knew that he would be forever branded a failure and a fraud. Perhaps life treated you unfairly 10 years ago, and others' misconduct left your life in tatters. But remember this, your own actions resulted in exactly the same thing for another perfectly innocent young man.
Skip for the penguin. We're done here.
Yay!
Lord Van Zeeks, what of Dr. Sythe?
An immediate warrant for her arrest has been granted, and she's been remanded in custody, my lord. I presume she will face trial in the coming days, along with Mr. Drebber.
God damn it! I got away with it. God damn it! I didn't kill him.
A most regrettable situation indeed. She's made great contributions to her profession over the years. It really is a hard truth to swallow. However, that is a topic for some future occasion. For now, Professor Harebrain!
Oh yeah, I forgot I was here. Yeah?
It seems there was a great deal more to your experiment than you realized. However, I think we can assume now that all the sordid details have been brought to light. This has been a very long and profound trial, but I'm pleased to say you are absolved of all guilt.
In fact, the second longest in the series.
This whole experience taught me a very great but painful lesson. This dedicated scientist, this devotee of natural philosophy. I've been selfish, self-centered, and above all, a foolish fool who does foolish things.
Professor. No, not the waxwork, you Harebrain.
I've spent my life thinking of nothing but my research. Misguidedly believing that I could do whatever I set my mind to, despite the lack of talent. And the worst is, in the process, I've caused others pain and misery. Others who are far, far greater people than I.
No, Professor, that's not true.
Homies looking out for homies.
What?
Don't tar yourself with the same brush as Drebber. What happened was his doing and his alone. This outcome is his fate, not yours. You're not to blame in any way.
Lord Van Zeeks.
And the derision with which he referred to you earlier, calling you a fool, talentless even. The man has no idea. To believe in yourself and work your fingers to the bone to realize your dreams, that's laudable, not laughable. No one has the right to deride another for such choices.
Oh.
Marge.
Thank you, Barack.
Barack Obama.
Is it time to bring back the PNG? I still have it here on OBS.
No. No.
Well, too bad.
We're almost at the end.
It's back. No. It's back on the stream now.
No!
So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
I believe this is simple, right?
Yeah, it's simple.
yes, my lord. It is this court's expectation that you find the defendant not guilty of the charge of which he stands accused. I presume there are no objections?
Not from me, my lord.
Certainly not.
This trial has really made me think. But this is the right decision.
Damn it, Bobby! It's all been proven methodically and rigorously. I have no misgivings whatsoever.
It's a lot of corn.
What's become of the yard these days? I don't even recognize the place.
Very well. In that case, I hereby pronounce the defendant not guilty.
Seymour! The house is on fire! No, Mother, it's just the Northern Lights.
Court is adjourned.
Boy. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready?
For what?
Well, you'll see.
It's over. That was some trial. I love it when the game characters are also aware of how long something is. No, shut up, Shaw.
No, I wasn't laughing about that. I wasn't
Okay.
laughing about Daniel, you naughty. That's not what I was thinking
Oh, no.
about.
You were the
So
one who pointed it
annoying,
out
man.
first. Professor, what a splendid outcome, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it is. Congratulations, Professor High Brain. Bunny Brain.
Bunny Brain! Mr. Naruhodo! Miss Susanoo!
How come he says his last name but her first name?
I'm
Yeah,
truly sexist! Beside myself with gratitude! How can I ever thank you enough?
I'm just glad it's all been cleared up. That you realized that you were just caught up in a bad situation.
Right now, you research grant money? I'd give the whole lot to you, every penny.
Well, that's very kind, but I'm just a student, so...
Well, you just get the
We don't
first.
ha-
I don't need your money. I'm a student. Who says that? No one says that.
No one says that!
don't need any financial reward. Your acquittal is far more than enough.
Oh dear. So it's free! Oh, what can I do? About this. Oh, the paper about my hypothesis inside.
Well, just as a memento then. Thank you.
I'm wondering, Professor. What are you going to do now?
Soup! Oh my, what am I gonna do? My hypothesis of my great machine lie in ruins. But still, it's been too long since I was last in London, so perhaps I'll enjoy some sightseeing. I must explore the Great Exhibitionist while I'm here too, and see if my new inspiration hits me.
Yes, that's so wonderful.
Oh.
Oh, Fun Leech?
Lord Van Seeks! What are you doing in here?
It's the first time Simple sees him in outside the court.
Yeah.
Barack!
Mama!
Obama!
I'm sorry you had to go through that, Albert.
Well, if I'm honest, it was terrifying. You were like a great demon behind your bench there, snarling down Ray.
Oops.
You're one of the few true friends I have. I
You
couldn't
stabbed
leave it
him
to
in the
anybody
back.
else to handle the prosecution or the defense.
You're such a good friend. I'll let you dance like that.
Or the defense? Did I just hear that right?
I always knew that you had my best interests at heart, don't worry. Well, how about you show me around while I'm here in town? It's been a long time since we left university. We have a lot to catch up on.
Listen, Albert. In a few days, your acquittal will be made official. When that happens, you must head straight to Dover. I'll accompany you.
What?
From there, you'll cross the channel and make your way back to Germany. I've already purchased the tickets.
Oh, what? But no, hold on a minute, Barack. What about the Great Exhibitionist? This is the chance to see it.
automatic.
No. No sightseeing, Albert. Give up on the idea.
Why is he so mean?
Sometimes it's hard to see any warmth in those eyes, Barack.
Lord Van Zeeks? What's all this about?
Necessary precaution.
Yes, I think I understand.
You do?
Well, Iris told me that you met Lord Van Zeeks at his office a few days ago, and he asked me how Mr. Nutsman was doing.
Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right. I remember him being surprised at the time, and thinking it was nice of him to ask.
Point is, Mr. Nutsman is still alive and well, even though it's been more than 6 months since he stood with the Ripper as the prosecutioner.
Don't jinx it. Ah! You mean the Reaper's influence doesn't stretch overseas?
How's Soseki alive?
It's not.
Those in the
Oh, really?
Reaper's sights meet their end days or sometimes months after their acquittal. That's been the pattern up to now.
Of course, we know about Mr. Nutsman and Gina. We're completely innocent.
True. And perhaps that governs the Reaper's actions. The truly innocent are spared. But I don't want to take any chances with a close personal friend.
But
Aww,
Barack,
you cares?
but I want to die.
Like the mustached Nipponese, this man should leave the country without delay.
Oh, Nutsman.
That's why I'm packing him off to Germany at once.
Right. Does your friend-shaped package get any say in it?
Goodness. Was this your initial all along, Lord Van Zeeks?
In court, where people think of him as the Reaper, this man seems absolutely merciless. And yet, sometimes I feel as though I don't understand him at all.
It's time to go, Albert. Back to the prison for the time being.
Oh, yes, all right. Well then, Mr. Naruto. Thank you so much for everything.
Not at all, Professor. It was a pleasure getting to know you.
What's the wishes, Professor Highbrain? Highbrain?
Well, once that's settled, you must come visit me in Germany. Anyway, goodbye for now. Whee!
Band
the Oscar
Geeks?
moment. Band Geeks.
Van Geeks?
Band
My
Geeks.
favorite SpongeBob episode,
Yeah.
Band Geeks.
Van Geese! Oh my god, he's a goose!
Now, my Nipponese friend.
Oh, yes. I thought you'd gone too.
Yeah, your Oscars
We have
been
matters to discuss. Can you spare me some time?
You want to talk with me?
I'll be waiting in the courtroom in 10 minutes.
Well, that was strange. For some reason, I didn't get that sense of impending doom as you walked away this time. The Enigma. Baron Van Zeeks. What does he want to
Baron?
discuss, I wonder? The answer awaits in the courtroom, I suppose. Here goes then. Band Geeks?
So,
Van Geese. He's a geese.
are you satisfied? You saved a guileless scientist from a great injustice.
I mean, I'm kind of satisfied, but I'm wondering why the waxwork guy has to be here. Yes, I think so. I'm relieved, at least, that the man's innocence could be proven. You know?
Anyway, I imagine you've been wondering where my animosity towards you Nipponese come from?
Muranosuke, keep yourself together, Jesus Christ. Well, at first I thought you didn't just like me. I imagine you saw me as a pretentious child from an unimportant land who had no business being here. But now, I think differently. You clearly know our ways, so I would guess that some specific incident led to your dislike of my race. Will you tell me what happened, please?
The professor.
Manitoba says, holy sheet.
Holy.
I thought I'd never hear that name in this courtroom again, to be honest.
Took your brother's life.
Clint. My brother was Clint Van Zieks. 16 years ago, when I was still just in my teens. He was already the director of prosecutions, and a key member in the judiciary. I looked up to him. He was everything I aspired to be. He was involved in the establishment of justice systems in foreign countries as well. There were exchange programs between Britain and other nations then too, to share knowledge and ideas. As part of one of those programs, 3 judicial students came to Britain from your homeland, the Empire of Japan.
Oh. But 16 years ago, then one of them could have been my father.
Of course. I remember Dr. Mikotoba as well.
I had no idea.
I was a minor at the time, training at the prosecutor's office. One day, Clint introduced me to the 3 visiting Nipponese.
So, you actually met my father.
He and his colleagues were polite and admissible. They were adept at their work and exacting in their standards. It was my first encounter with the Nipponese spirit, and it made a very great impression upon me. But 16 years later, that's when it happened. The investigation was going nowhere. There were no suspects even, just an ever-growing list of victims. And in the end, my brother became one of them. The last, in fact, before the case was finally resolved.
I'm so sorry, Lord Van Zieks. Truly.
Clint was always ready to put his life on the line for justice anyway, so he wouldn't have wanted it any other way. He lost his life to the killer. He lost his life to the killer, but it was his victory in the end. For me personally, though, it was a great loss. I found myself in a very dark place indeed. When I finally found out the killer's identity, the reason why no one had been able to catch the man sooner ceased to be such a mystery. He'd been hiding in plain sight all this time.
In plain sight?
Are you aware of political events 10 years ago? It was a period of extremely sensitive diplomacy between the British and Japanese empires.
A new treaty was being forged, I think? Yes, let's look at the history. Let's see what happened 10 years ago.
Correct. The Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation was being concluded. The leaders of both countries were deep in extensive political discussions, which is why this particular killer's appearance in court was conducted as a closed trial. If the British public had known the identity of the killer, not only would the treaty have been jeopardized, but our 2 nations could very well have ended up at war.
What? A war? Between Britain and Japan?
That would mean... Oh my! You mean to say the professor was...
Wait a second. Whoa!
When the trial reached its conclusion,
Oh shit!
I thought to myself,
What?
When the trial reached its conclusions early, I thought to myself, yes, it's time.
I
with this
Time for you to come face to face with this hideous monster.
Eh?
From the proprietress of the Waxwork Museum.
I borrowed the key for the mask from the proprietress. I borrowed the key from the mask from the proprietress.
So see for yourselves now.
So see for yourselves
with your
now.
own eyes.
Confirm it with your own
truth
eyes.
that's been
The
hidden
truth that's been
past
hidden
decade.
this past decade.
Alright, guys, place your bets.
You ever heard of a wet willy?
It's gonna be a Japanese man. Naruto's dad.
The professor?
Yes, that's him.
Until now, the thought never even crossed my mind that the mass murderer, whose crimes shook Britain as never
I want to
before,
listen to this voice line, Daniel.
What? Wait, am I voicing this?
No, listen to the voice line.
Okay.
was Japanese.
Wait a minute. I feel as though I've seen it somewhere. It's strangely familiar.
Kazuma's dad? Sexy man!
Father. What? Father?
Oh my god, I knew it! I said it was his father!
Kazuma! My best friend, Kazuma Asogi. After a whole, finally his memories returned. As he stood there before me.
No.
Hey, I know you.
Hello again,
Kiss.
Yes.
my friend.
Your husband.
Judicial Assistant Mikotoba.
Mikotoba.
So pretty! I love his design.
It's been a very long road. Thank you.
Fuck yeah, it has.
I even died.
Thank you
Okay.
for guiding my friend here when I could not.
Yeah, we last saw you on September 13.
Well, why does Ryunosuke
It's been
look
2
like that?
It's been 2 months since we last saw him. It's been September 13, I think.
I knew you wouldn't die that easily. Kazuma.
Fucking cat.
Especially to
I
a
owe
woman.
you thanks too.
Hey, it's not even a woman, it was a cat!
In my absence.
Oh. Karuma. Great blade of the Asogi clan. Passed down through the generations.
Voice is so sexy.
When we left Japan, this sword was at my friend's side. A Japanese man's katana is his soul. He couldn't be parted from it. But then, when the incident happened, it was Susato-san's wish that I inherit the sword, and I've kept it with me ever since, along with my memories of the friendship we shared. With this by my side, I always felt that you were watching over me somehow.
I was.
Yeah, it was.
I've made it. At last.
Father. Are you saying... Surely not. You mean... You knew all this time? I'm looking at it. But... I still can't believe it. This mass murderer is Kazuma's father.
He's gonna cut off his head. Oh.
Yo.
Oh. So edgy.
Ryunosuke, we have much to talk about, but now is not the time. I'll be seeing you.
Oh, he's so sad. The screen black.
He...
Kazuma's crying his eyes out.
All Kazuma said. Before he turned and left us there, in the courtroom.
Wait, where did Van Zieks go?
Goodbye, bitch.
Crawled into the coffin while we weren't
No,
looking.
no, no.
So Daniel,
Yeah?
DMs.
Okay.
Continue something?
DMs.
Oh.
What do you want to say? Simple?
Oh my god. Okay, I'll put this on stream.
Yeah.
You want to say?
Barat
Anyway, so I actually was spoiled that it was we all knew it was Kazuma. Yesterday when I was
Literally one day before we were gonna see it as well. It was yesterday. We were gonna see it one day later. I was hiding that secret for three.
So bad.
So he's the living after image of the man who took my brother's life, is he?
Hold on. Hold on. Jigsaw falling into place. There we go.
Yep.
Okay, there we go. Yes, Kazuma Asogi, my best friend.
"3 months ago, when Lord Strongheart introduced us, I had an inkling there was something there. Some connection.
But why did Lord Strongheart do that? Why did he make Kazuma Lord Van Ziek's apprentice? And when he was suffering amnesia too?
The man was apprehended, even executed. But his legacy just won't die. That's the sad truth. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I thank you for meeting with me as I asked.
Just disappears. Just disappears. And then guys, look on stream. Look on look how small he is.
You ever have those days?
Jepa?
I banged it so much with my Wi-Fi. Yeah.
You were so mad. Your Wi-Fi quitted.
And your mic
Only
gave
3.
up.
I told you, I hid that secret for like 2 months, and then like one day before we see it, Sean spoils herself.
God fucking! I was just searching
I was
for
hiding it
heights.
for so long. That was like, I'm
Okay,
so
but-
surprised none of you guys know the spoiler, because like I was surprised, like, oh, I saw something on Tumblr, I saw something on TikTok, or whatever.
Okay, but I already said it was Kazuma even before it was like shown. So.
Yeah, it's not the biggest spoiler anyway. It's not like they said it in the investigation. They're like, oh, Kazuma, is that you?
Yeah, we're like, I was like, hey, Kazuma, is that you? Anyway, yeah, he's so sexy. I'm so glad he's back. 10 years ago, my grandmother took me in the railway station. We were there to meet my father from the train. It was just the first time I'd ever seen him.
Poor Susanoo-san. All this is tied up with painful memories for her too. She's never talked about this with me before though.
It took me time to adjust to having a father around, but just when I was starting to get used to it, he called me into his study one day. He told me that a great friend that had passed away in London, and that his friend had left behind a son. Boy, 7 years of my senior. Father told me that the boy had made a promise to his late father, so he was studying to become a defense lawyer. Boy, ironic. Wanted to help, so he started to become a quiffle judicial assistant. as I'm sure you worked it out. That young man's name was Kazuma Asogi. As you see, and how he and I met.
For a brief moment, my great friend had returned, only to disappear again all too soon. But in that fleeting encounter, something stirred. Something that had been dormant for a long time. As if great wheels had been set in motion. I could almost hear them creaking into life. In some ways, it was the end of a chapter. But in many, it was the start of a new one.
I don't think I've ever seen a third case like this one.
And we'll see you guys never. Oh, we do not want to say.
Wow.
Jesus
See you
Christ.
guys next time. Bye.
Never.
Wait. Before we say goodbye, what do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of that?
I don't like
felt
how
like a
Kazuma was
final
like that.
case, not a third case, and I love
Yeah,
it.
well, there's 2 more to go.
Oh
Like how
my
Kazuma was like,
God.
oh, wait, memories! They reappeared because they saw my father's face.
They didn't reappear. I'll tell you
Oh,
that.
he
They
was
did not
just faking
reappear.
it? Just faking it.
He doesn't remember everything. He remembers some things, not everything.
Oh well.
Okay.
But yeah, that was incredible.
Looks
So
like
yeah,
a game.
Twisted Karma and his last bow or bow or whatever.
Wait, so we have
2
like
cases to go.
2 cases to go.
Now I assure you that the last 2 cases are. So this case was 9 hours. The next 2 are 6 hours, so they're significantly
Thank
shorter.
God. All right.
Okay. Great.
I want to say
So
though
they're-
that this
they're-
didn't feel
Hold
as, despite this being 9 hours, it didn't feel that long to me. Did you
Well, we
agree
split
with
it
that,
over
Sean?
five sessions. We split over 5 sessions compared to the finale of the first game, which we split over 6 sessions, right?
Yeah. Or rather,
Like,
okay.
half of them were not good. Half of them just weren't good.
No, exactly.
Straight
Yeah.
up.
Like, despite this being 9 hours long, it didn't feel like it dragged. It didn't feel boring. Yeah.
I have a mini spoiler.
Shoot.
Mini spoiler. So the next 2 cases are not actually 2 cases. It's just one long case combined. Let's split up into 2.
Oh boy.
So for all intents and purposes, this is just a very long finale.
Good.
It's just
I
a
like
long
what they're
case
doing.
split into 2, basically. So yeah, next week.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. For those of you who are still here. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. We hope
we'll
you
never
guys
see you
enjoyed that,
again.
because we certainly did.
We'll see Twisted Karma and his last
Bow.
Very exciting.
Right.
Karma and his last
Might be
bow.
both. Bye.
I don't know. All right.
Karma.
Goodbye, everybody. Take care.
Hey, you
Bye,
guys wanna
everybody.
see, I want to see my